Hello, Africa. Hello, world. Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Sin, and I am in the house, but I'm not here by myself because I am in the African Apex Legends Throwdown brought to you by NODWIN Gaming. This is the biggest tournament happening outside of anywhere in the world but in Africa, because what it's doing is showing the world that Africa has gaming talent. We have brought the beauty of Apex Legends to Africa to showcase African gamers to the world. Now, this is the Apex Legends African Throwdown. It's going to be a hot tournament. Going to span over a couple of weekends. We're going to show some great gameplay, but I'm not here alone. I'm here with two amazing people who are going to take you on this journey with me. And I have Camille and Esmery.
Thanks,
Hi,
man.
guys.
I
What a sick
appreciate
intro,
it.
man. You the hype man. You know, not when call me the hype man, but you the real hype man, Dr. Sid.
No, bro, listen. I am here to be your wingman as you guys take us on this amazing journey through these tournaments. Now, Esme, what are you looking forward to today?
I'm looking for some interesting players. I mean, you've got a variety of teams joining up. Obviously, you've got your serious teams, you've got your DNMKs, you've got all the experienced players in here, but you've also got some casuals. You've got some teams that have just signed up, that have just gotten together, friends that are just enjoying the game, playing together, but made a team, have registered, are here to showcase what they've got, and potentially take their own share of that 1,000 of the prize pool that we're going to be talking about later. So I am looking for just a wrench in the works. I want to see some surprises. I want to see some players I wasn't expecting.
So I personally was very surprised because I saw a few teams register from Nigeria. And, I've personally been trying to get Nigerians on the map with PC gaming and, getting into games like Apex and things like that. So I'm super excited about that. But Camille, what's the one thing you're looking for that would totally spice up this tournament?
Listen, I could be like you guys. I could agree with Esmery. Say, I want to see these dark horse teams, the teams you've never heard of, rise up the ranks, and show up here in this epic Apex Legends game. The battle royale genre always has that. But I could play the flip side also. I want to see the top teams do what they do best: decimate the rest of the field.
Decimation is definitely going to be happening. And first of all, let's just talk about the prize pool that Esmery mentioned earlier on. Now, this is big. Now, we have $1,000 up for grab, spread across 4 places. The 4th place gets $100, 3rd place gets $200, 2nd place $300, and 1st place a whopping $400. You could get yourself one of these next-gen consoles if they ever become available. If I had known about the prize pool, I would probably have registered in this tournament myself. But you know what? The prize pool isn't just a thing. We also have to think about what these players and teams have to do to get there. Now let's take a look at how they win the points that's going to get them the prize.
Dr. Sid, I find it very telling that you're telling everybody that if they win this tournament, they can buy a PS4. When in the background of your shot, I don't know if the fans on stream noticed, he was flexing his PS5 there. We know Sony's.
I'm not flexing my PS5. I'm flexing my next-gen consoles. 1 and 2, baby. Don't forget the series. My friends, one of my greatest friends. Nodwin. Yeah, let's get my check. Okay. Let's look at the points distribution now. It's pretty tight because you can see the points distribution has it in such a way that if you come in first to 4th position, 1st to 3rd position, you're going to get a ton of points, which is going to put you in a high place that's most likely going to get you to it. We have the 1st place getting 20 points, all the way down to 1 point for people finishing from 11th to 20th position. But one of the things that I'm most excited about is the kill point, because for every kill, you get a single point. Now, this in itself is going to make it a different ball game entirely, because I think people are going to decide, are you going to go for placement or are you going to go for kills? So Camille, tell me, what would you do? What would your strategy be if you were in this tournament right now?
So it's funny you asked that question because me and Esmery were talking about this just before the show started, and we were saying how different all the regions play. I mean, if you look at the Asia Pacific regions, the way they play crypto a lot. They play a very slow game. They try to find their positions, use their scouting, use their ultimates to like farm damage and shield damage and things. But if you go look at North America, you just see it's the Wild West out there. You know, everybody jumping in, fighting from minute one. The games are wild, they're crazy. So there's a lot of difference in the play styles across regions. So here in Africa, because this is a cross Africa continent event, I'm curious to see what kind of styles people are going to play. Are people going to be more aggressive? Are they going to wait for their opportunities and try play zone well? We're going to find out as we get into the event. That's what I think.
Esme, what do you think?
I don't know. We're going to have to find out tonight. Like I said, the team comps are going to make a big difference as well.
Let's take a look at the schedule for the Apex Legends African Throwdown. Now, as you can see, we have match 1, which is starting in a few minutes today, at Kings Canyon, and that's for Group A. And we have match 2 at 7:45 is Olympus, Kings Canyon, and then Olympus as well. So you can see we're going over 2 massive maps in this tournament, Kings Canyon and Olympus. Now, Esme, what do you think about the difference in maps and how it's going to affect the gameplay today?
So for me, I mean, Kings Canyon, it's been around since season 1. This is where everything started. And to see it change throughout the seasons, I mean, we're on season 8 right now, it's had massive changes. The most notable one being that the entire mountain in the middle of the map just went bye-bye, and now there's a new interest point. So that's always an interesting one. But then you throw Olympus into the span of the works, and wow, we've got a completely different storyline. We've got a completely different style that you can take it through, because you've got the addition of the tridents that you can use to get around the map, obviously making a little bit of noise while you're doing so, but opens up to possible new playstyles and opportunities to take it through. And the height gain that you get on that map in particular, I mean, some of the buildings and high rises, they give you some interesting angles and some interesting fights to take it through. So I love both of them. I'm a little bit more of a fan of Kings Canyon, I think, just because I started in season 1 and I know that one a little bit more than I know Olympus, and I fall off Olympus a lot. But Kings Canyon is still just going to be my baby from the beginning.
Camille, will you be falling off Olympus?
I think I would, but luckily I'm not the one playing, so it's all good. But I think like Esmery was saying, having Olympus in the mix changes things up. I mean, we have your top dog here in the Group A with DNMK being expected to be, the favorites for this group, winning the matches and such. But they practice most of their matches in ALGS. They playing Kings Canyon. They're playing the more well-to-do map, the map that everybody knows about, where Olympus is a new map. Crazy things can happen. It's a new experience for a lot of players. Obviously, everybody's seeing Olympus in their pubs, but it's not the same as this competitive experience here in the African Throwdown,
Hey, in this Africa Throwdown, it's not gonna be easy, and I'm just waiting to see. As a matter of fact, I would love to see like what the maps look like. I mean, this is just a beautiful scenery. Look at this place. Look, I can park my Porsche in the corner of that side while everybody's shooting each other, and I'll just be doing major things. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it is about to go down in the Apex Legends African Throwdown, brought to you by NODWIN Gaming. I am Dr. Sid. I'm going to be bearing right now and leaving you in the very capable hands of Camille and Esmery, who are going to be casting on these amazing games that are going down very soon. So, ladies and gentlemen, from me, it says, see you later. And ladies and gentlemen, it's Camille and Esmery.
He's just the best. Can we just keep him here for casting as well? Can we make a change?
He's hype level way too high. But you know what's more hype than Dr. Sid Esmery? It's this first map here in Group A for some Apex Legends action. I'm hyped for it. We got DNMK, all the pressure's on them, Top team, a lot to prove. We got a couple of good teams here though, and we got a couple of new teams as well. So it should be a complete toss-up what happens in this game. It is going to be Kings Canyon first round, so I'm not going to see anything too crazy on the Olympus map in the first match. But I'm psyched, man. I'm super hyped.
I really want to see what the rest of these teams have in store. And I mean, like I said, we mentioned a little bit how these teams are going to play is going to differ vastly. Like you said, you've got your professional teams, you've got your teams that do this every single day, that go through to the tournaments, that have that experience. And then you've got your teams that are going to be a little surprising, teams that just play casually, maybe ranked up, obviously, getting those Predator ranks and going through to Masters. But ultimately they're not going to be playing as everyone else does. They might not be following the meta quite like everyone else. I mean, I see some interesting names coming through here on the teams list. We've got DT Gaming, some Fire Flame Speeders, IGL, Innovated Gaming. I mean, we've got some really interesting names coming up. We'll see how that's going to go on the map. But I mean, mainly starting it off on Kings Canyon. Camille, your thoughts? Let's see where the circle's going to be going.
I'm just hyped, man. You never know. As I was saying, I don't know how aggressive our African teams are going to play just off the bat here, because I haven't seen a big Apex Legends tournament in quite a while across Africa. I don't know if we've actually had one like that before, so it should be super exciting.
Let's go this way.
Oh, we've already got a couple of teams dropping down here. So, looking at it now, I mean, fairly split up. We haven't seen some 50-50 starting off just yet. Not an initial contention. Hopefully the teams will have a little bit more time to get their loot up, you know, get the gear set and ready for when those fights eventually do go down. Already seeing some Bloodhound and Gibraltar combos with the Wraith there. And I mean, I love Bloodhound, especially after the Season 6 and Season 7 change where he's actually able to get those recon scans in. He really, really just shines as a recon character now.
Yeah, no, 100%. If you're in a good position, you can scout out zone early. Your rotate's always going to be better. And I'm glad nobody's doing anything crazy to kick off the match, you know. Just warming up quite nicely. A lot of teams are quite close, but again, like you say, no action off spawn, which I like. You know, warm up slowly, okay? Let's get those points up. We've got a long night of Apex Legends ahead of us. So we'll see how it goes. Nothing crazy just yet, but we see there at the bottom of the map in the Caution Tree plant, we could see two teams running into each other.
Oh, it's already getting close. I mean, the rotations, they're going to have to come through. Look at that zone all the way to the top right of the map there. Quite a far rotation for majority of the teams that we see there. We'll have to wait and see how that's going to go here. Here we go. We were talking about this. DNMK, the potential target on their back growing bigger by the second. Definitely a team to watch tonight, but I'm interested. And Blind Peekers over here. We've got quite a couple of names that I've recognized from a couple of other tournaments, so pretty very interested to see how these teams are going to be clashing tonight. Again, man, just starting it off now, we haven't dropped the squad just yet. I mean, there's been a little bit of contention already, some shots flying off. I need to see how those are going to pan out.
Before the zone. As you saw, DNMK, they have a decent loot. They already had the blue armor shield as well. Cloudy, they were getting shot at from somewhere. I'm not sure from where. But they look okay for now. I don't think we'll see any crazy engagement. But like you say, all those teams who dropped to Caustic will be having to make far rotations across the map because it's just so far. The zone is very far away. We see the hostiles scanned out here with the Bloodhound. Are they going to be able to find some picks up a decent amount of damage here? It looks like only white armor available. So they should be good to win this game. So much damage coming through. Cracked for 100. And now, next one going to go down. The wingman. Accurate shots there. They actually killed one already. That was insane.
Already the first squad out of the zone. Man, oh man. Royal Esports already starting it off strong with the first team wipe there, it seems. I mean, some damage out there, and unfortunately, you know, for the rest of the teams, it was only really white shields that they had available there. No shield swaps as well as soon as the fight kicked off. And, I mean, that was just the perfect cluster coming through. Got a bit of vault action here, trying to get spotting out some extra upgrades going through to what should be the next zone coming through in 40 seconds. But, I mean, that's one squad that we've seen so far. The rest are being pretty respectful. I mean, we've seen them dropped into their respective zones. No one's really contesting that just early on. They're just taking their time, getting their loot, getting set up. But it's interesting to me to see that, you know, you've got such a different set of teams. I mean, you can see most of them keeping to their own right now. They're not taking any unnecessary fights. We were asking this question. Are we going to see a lot of early on aggression, or are they just going to take their time, get set up, and then play the placement game?
We're going to find out. I think blind peekers we were watching there, the peaky blinders, had some really good loot already. They popped one of those fans there where you need the grenades. Forgot the name of it now. Don't play me too much, stream. And they already got purple armor. They've got a hell of a lot of good guns. Ammo's looking good. I'm sure a lot of attachments as well. The team in caustic treatment area also have got that area completely uncontested. There's a couple of legendary weapons under the asset there as well. So a lot of teams kitted out already. We see a longbow here on Team PELS. Not the greatest gun in the game, but it got a decent amount of sniper ammo though, so it can do some damage from the far range here.
Yeah, that's good for Pokey, you know, getting those Evos up, getting the shields up, you know, just taking a nice little passive angle there, just putting some damage in, getting your shields, and just holding tight, waiting for the zones to come in. But interestingly enough, like we mentioned, those rotations now need to start coming through. Zone has officially started closing, and for majority of the teams, they're quite split up and quite far from the zone. So getting those rotations in is most likely going to land them in a contention zone with another team, and then the fights are going to start raining, the squads are going to start dropping. But so far, I mean, looking here, ooh, the blue shield's already set up. So it's interesting to me. I don't know, Camille, from your side, I mean, early rotations, do you want to try and take the long game?
Hey, shout out to my boy Aero OG who's on stream now playing. He's been streaming a lot of Apex Legends. He comes from the Fortnite side, so good to see him swap his Battle Royale games. The better Battle Royale game. I'm just teasing. Yeah, I think like you said, when you're rotating into zone now at this point, teams on the edge of the zone are going to be get caught out. I think there's a lot of room for third partying, as you can see. There's a lot of teams already waiting out there on the edge, so they'll be looking for the pickoffs. I think 007 and the boys there could be looking to pounce on any team trying to rotate into the zone. We'll just see who has the better positioning, who has the better loot, and who's going to make the big moves. But it's a calm before the storm. Things are about to go down, Esmery.
They have to. I mean, that zone is going to start pushing everyone closer and closer together. So far, I'm surprised how calm it's been. I mean, it's still early on in the game, naturally, but we've seen one squad fight. And now, all of a sudden, hopefully, we might be seeing a little bit more as the teams are slowly but surely getting closer and closer to each other. Nice little loot box there.
Looks like the majority of the teams have been playing the standard comp lineup with the Gibraltar, Wraith, and Bloodhound. But there is a few teams here also. I think more than 2 teams I've seen already using Wraith Revenant as well. But now we see a fight coming out. Oh, he's down. This is not looking good. DNMK getting some sweet kill points here. Cleaning up teams left, right, and center. Easy money for the top dogs of Group A.
Man, oh man, I can't see that IGL was wiped out there, but it looks like at least 2 of the players have dropped. So if they do have a third waiting around, they're going to have to play the placement game solo. That's not going to be a fun time to go through, especially just when DNMK comes and rains down on your parade, unfortunately. Man, oh man, it was just such an instant fight. I mean, you had Gibraltar there dropping his ulti, and all of a sudden DNMK, the boys in the building to take the kills. Oh man, you can see IGL, as I mentioned, 1 player left from IGL to potentially play either the res game or the placement game. I mean, to go now for the res might be okay. DNMK slowly but surely rotating off those boxes, but I mean, they're still going to be waiting just a little bit, trying to bait out that last remaining player. Man, oh man.
Zero flex. Having to rat from the second zone, that's already a feels bad one. It's like in the first zone, it's still closing. What am I saying? Oh gosh. Yeah, he's not going to have a fun time. You know, poor IGL. DNMK don't even look like they care to finish up this kill. They just gone.
Nah, they need to get out of that zone. And I mean, for Zero Flex right now, he has to go into the zone to get these buddies' banners. And I don't even think it's possible at this point. If he wants them, he needs to go now. The time is running out. 13 seconds to 12. And it looks like he's just going to keep that placement game going. So DNMK already starting it off with almost a squad wipe. At least 2 kills to their name so far. So that's a little bit of extra points like we were mentioning. And yeah, I mean, we're already down to 14. So I'm still just I'm perplexed by the lack of contention that we've been seeing. I think DNMK and Royal Esports, they've been the only 2 teams to actually jump into those fights so far. And as the rotations come through, you can see just 1 or 2 teams just outside the zone. I think that might actually be Zero Flex just hiding there by containment. But yeah, next zone we go. And ooh, we're getting closer and closer to the rig. I don't know, it looks like we might be pulling all the way to rig, or it might end up incapacitator, but the zone's going to be definitely interesting. Already some crypto action coming through, some teams spotted. Oh, good little action there, but now they've got the information here.
Crypto is the best hero for us casters, I'm not gonna lie. He gives us full bird's eye view of everything that's happening. You know?
Ah, yes. Don't let your observers hear that, okay? Don't
hey,
shush.
shout out to the observers. The hardest role in any game broadcast is observers. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all in the broadcast team.
They're working hard for us, man. They're working hard for us. And, ooh, a little bit of action going through here. The buildings, teams getting closer and closer. Contention should be starting here. 301 action pumping. The tracing. Oh, the shield's broken. DNMK already once again doing some damage, but they're under some pressure themselves. Oh, all of a sudden. NEOFLUX now still alive with 1. And DNMK, they're also grasping a little bit of straws here because some of their team members are down. A lot of damage
So I
being
think
dealt
it's a
so far.
1v1. I don't know if DNMK got any heals. Oh, decent damage at 22, but he's going to drop.
Ooh.
DNMK did manage to clutch that out in the end. Oh, was it? Was that a third party? I'm not even sure. So much happened there so fast, but that rig is heavily contested now.
We mentioned this. I mean, the threat of that third party is always there. And if it's not even a third party, it's a fourth party, maybe even a fifth. It's just constantly people dropping in on the parade and ruining it for you. So you have to be very careful with where you're taking those fights. I mean, if you're in the open and you don't have that time to shield up, med up before the next fight, you're done. That's it. Unless you've got the aim. So DNMK, they're still fine. Like we said, they clutched it out. I mean, it was quite a lot of damage done there, but ultimately, I mean, we've got some kill leads already on the DNMK side. So, I mean, not only are they heading strong there with the placements, but the kills are already in their favor. And that zone, like I said, I was wondering if it's going to head towards Capacitator or to the rig, but closer to Broken Relay and the rig will be where our zone's going to end up, which, I mean, for the teams that are already there, they're sitting pretty, they're happy. The rest, once again, still going to have to play that rotation game.
See, a lot of the teams have been favoring snipers. We see triple takes, longbows and such, and we've seen, like you were saying on the rig earlier, them utilizing the high ground advantage to get so much chip damage off with all these snipers.
You have to. I mean, you need to get your shields up. Oh, there we go. The heavy Bloodhound Wraith combo once again. I mean, I think I've seen like maybe 1 or 2 different combos so far, but this is definitely the most popular one.
Just such a balanced team, right? You have all your aspects needed taken care of. You have that aggressive hero in the Wraith who can dive in and dive out of fights to be your entry fragger. You have the Gibraltar who can control areas for you, stop off third parties with the shield, and then of course the Bloodhound for that vision. You know, can always find the rats. Again, like you were saying earlier, you can scout out zones when you get to the beacons and stuff. Just very, very, very valuable legends in the Apex Legend meta right now.
Ah, Zero Flex. Still playing
Still
strong
alive.
for his team. Man, he's working hard here. He's the only member remaining for IGL, and he's playing the placement game. They can still get points from this. There are only 11 squads left, so he just needs to take his time, keep out of trouble, hopefully not get caught up in a fight like we can see Punisher Apex right now. All of action running around them. The bullets just flying high so far. Oh, and here we go. The nades coming in, the damage being dealt. Still down to 11 squads yet, and now, the Bloodhound combo coming in. Royal Esports might be in a little bit of trouble, but they're the ones hopefully going to be taking the kills. Oh, a lot of damage dealt there by the Vault. As the teams are running for cover, just trying to get out of that firing range. Man, oh man, already. Now, as you said, the calm before the storm, and officially the storm is about to be here.
Yeah, I don't even really want to be taking those fights against the Gibraltar out here in the open. He just controls areas so well with that ultimate of his. It's going to be on cooldown for a while now. 11 squads left. Like you said, Zero Flex is going to fight his deep top points there with all those riding maneuvers. Now, Blind Peekers doing a decent amount of damage there. Thomas Shelby and the boys.
You gotta be scared of the Shelby boys, man. You gotta respect the Shelby name. Oh, the charge rifle coming in. I like the charge rifle for just purely getting your shields up. That long range damage, I mean, alone, it does so well. Oh, already a couple of kills here for the Blind Peekers themselves, so they're sitting pretty up on this high rise, just prodding away, getting their shields up, and a truly already on red. Man, oh man. In the meantime, Clash is running back into the game, getting respawned. But DNMK, they might be under a little bit of pressure here. You can see Blind Peekers, they're taking the fight straight to them. Oh, the Massive coming in. Come on, let's get the kills. Give it.
Damage should be there.
Just do it. There we go.
Too easy.
Oh, truly now dropping from DNMK, and the rest of his team is going to have to fall back. I mean, Clash, he's just been respawned. He has nothing to his name other than a white shield and maybe 1 or 2 guns. So for them now, it's about, hey, I mean, can we get our teammate's beacon? But we need to get our teammate just set up first. Oh, a bit of a difficult situation for them. In the meantime,
yeah, it's going to be an uphill battle for them. They're playing 2v3. Like you say, no high tier loot anymore for Clashy anymore. But like you said, they've got a hell of a lot of kills already, so their points is looking decent. They can secure a top 10 finish, maybe top 8 or top 7. That's an insane amount of points, even with them not, winning the rounds and such. LTT, kind of low on the shield on their crypto. I'm sure they have some batteries or something for him to charge him up eventually, but not looking too healthy on his side.
I mean, there's a lot of kill boxes around. No, he just needs a new battery. He needs a battery, and he's popping on off right now, so he should be fine. Gonna set up those purple shields quite quickly, but in the meantime, the teams are getting into position. I mean, the zone is about to be completely closed, and then I mean, it's gonna be a little cramped as we head towards the rig here. And for the teams that have already been there, just popping it off, getting their shields up, and getting into position, they're gonna be at the advantage here. They've got the high ground, as you like to say. And oh, here we go. Scar doing some nice little damage there with 301. Have to wait and see how that's going to pan out, though, because in the meantime, they've got a little bit of pressure from the outside. That Gibby bubble is always a pain to deal with, and the red shields. Oh, it's just not a fun time. But chipping away, getting those bats down, getting the consumables down, always helps.
The R301, such a great gun because you can use it the mid, the close, and the long range. Just so effective and so well rounded. And Scar using to absolute perfection there. They super good position, all up to red shields. They're just styling right now. DNMK still holding on to this game. They've made that top 8 placement despite being two players only there and one not even having great loot.
And I don't know how it's going to go down when the final fights come through. At this point, they probably just have to play for those placements. But no, they're going to be going for the fight. They're going to be styling on us. The scout coming through. Tap, tap, tap away. And already 2 shields broken. Clash, he's making it work with his white shield. He's already down up to purple. They're doing so much damage right now just to get themselves set up again. They're not stopping. Look at this. Oh, there we go. Team out of the count. Man, oh man.
Oh man, the Gibraltar put on an A masterclass there. Now we're going to see the nade get thrown out. Ghostbuster going in. It's got 70 damage. Cracked another for a good 100 there. So much damage coming through. And they're going to go for the push. They should be able to get all those kills there. They're in such a good position right now. Didn't get to down that one just yet, but they're still going for it. Scar still got the full red armor. Kaizi about to go down to punish his team. Just got knocked out. We just down to 6 squads now, Esmery. It's harding up. It's hyping up.
Oh, we getting ya. I mean, as you said, it was that calm before the storm. It was so quiet up until I think we were on circle 4 or circle 3, and then the damage came in. Then the chaos started to rain down. Man, oh man, I am loving the compositions that I'm seeing, though. It's quite interesting how similar it is to everyone. I mean, I was expecting such a wide variety, but these teams came to play, man. They came for that share of the prize pool. They're here. They want to. Oh, that Gibby bubble once again, and now the ult's dropping right on top. They know they've got teams at the above there. It's Gibby versus Gibby. Just waiting for those bubbles to go down. Oh, Bloodhound.
We see one dropping already. Can he get the Raze here under the bubble? Does he have Legion keeping going? But they see the push come out. The Raze going to get the damage and going to bring them all down. Scar giving people scars right now, actually.
Man, oh man. The blind peekers came to play. Making the Shelbys proud here.
Hands up, we are not alone.
By order of the peaky blinders, I'm just teaming. And DNMK are still in it. They top 5 now, despite being 2v5. And look at that damage. It might just be top 4 right here. And then they bring one down. They're looking out for the rest of the team. So much damage here onto the Gibraltar. They're going to try shield battery up. Can they hold this position?
Man, oh man.
Jumping forward. They're going to make the aggressive move. They don't really care. They don't want to give them a chance to raise. Ghostbuster going to get brought down. You see Light Desire here at the bottom. He's trying to get the raise off here.
Ooh, that was a close fight there for the DNMK, but they managed to get through. And like you said, top 5 already with the 2v everyone else. So they're doing well so far. And they've got the high rise. They can just chill here, fight it out. They've got all the work done already. The zone's coming through. They've got the position. Might have to move off a little bit is Krokkenosters over here, just outside the zone. And I think they might actually have to go past DNMK if they want to get there. So a little bit of an awkward situation for them, because they're going to have to go right into the line of fire to rotate into a safe position here. We can see the fights going through. Just a little bit of damage there from the blind peekers, giving DNMK a hard time, telling them, hey, we're here. We still want this. Oh, and as they say that third party coming through, the damage being dealt. Scott trying to get out desperately. Man, oh man.
Dude, Light Desire, he's playing by himself here. He just was hiding. They didn't know he was there, and he got an insane amount of damage off.
I mean, he's doing all that he can here for Innovated Gaming. He wants to get his team up those placements. He's not afraid, just like DNMK. They weren't afraid. They were going for the damage play. They weren't worried about placements too much. They knew that they could get the kills, and now they're still just sitting pretty. I mean, they've both got red shields. Ooh, a little bit of damage dealt there. I am wondering though how these consumables are looking, how these batteries are holding up, because this is where it comes down to. I mean, as soon as you run out, where do you go? There's no more place to loot. You have to kill a team to get those.
The good thing for them is they've been playing so aggressively. They've been getting so many kills, so I don't think they'd be too short on resources because they have been pushing. They've been finding those boxes. Ooh, Scared taking so much damage there. Was that a Kraber hit that he took? I don't think so.
I mean,
Or
either way,
Sniper
it
rifle.
wasn't a fun one. I can tell you that much. And we're still down to 5 teams. You've got one solo heading around there, just hiding it out. So I wonder if it's if it's our friend there, Zero. We'll see. Oh, that charge rifle coming through, saying, "Hey, how you doing?" Just chipping away at your armor so far.
They've got a pretty nice position here. And with the Gibraltar, they can hold in open space quite nicely with the shield. Surprised you don't see any core sticks or no crazy stuff in the bubble. Sorry, in the buildings.
Nah, there's no passive comms here. I mean, you've really got some really balanced comms. As we said, oh man, just let him in the door. He wants to get in the door. Denied. No, not allowed. Sorry.
He doesn't know it. We can't ring doorbells and hoot outside of people's houses anymore. You got to WhatsApp 20 minutes in advance. Tell them they're outside. Nobody's opening the door from the doorbell anymore.
This is them. This is their house. You can't get in. Sorry. You have to make a reservation.
Really good job of securing their place after they were in a really rough position. Aquatic were dropped like all shield, half HP earlier, but they managed to keep themselves alive, secure themselves in a building there. And there's 2 teams with just 2 players, and there's 1 team with 1 player. So it's super tense right now.
Ooh.
How is this gonna pan out?
DNMK actually taking the aggressive angle here. Blind Peak is under pressure now. DNMK, they've come to play. They're saying hello. And already scarred down. Not going to be able to get any scars this time around, so it's going to be all down to Aquatic now to hold on for Blind Peak as he has to keep them in this.
Oh, what a third party! He brought one down to finish off that kill, but he does go down eventually, but does secure his team a top 4 finish there. That was so clutch. He did die eventually, but he timed that so perfectly just to manage to get that kill secure. We don't call it a steal, Esmery.
I mean, it was a couple seconds away between DNMK being stolen there or Blind Peak is being stolen there. And yes, I'm going to say it's stolen there. But now, we still got Krokkenosters showing up and making it to 2nd place. Man, now we've got a DNMK versus Krokkenosters game here. Who's it going to be?
It's a 2-on-3, right? This is the DNMK, but we have to expect Krokkenosters to come through here. Cool Kinders take so much damage, but they're going to jump through the bubble. They have enough damage to finish off. It's a 2 versus 3. Can they clutch it out against DNMK? They're trying to figure it out just here. They do it? What?
I told you the wrench in the spanner is going to be coming through. Krokkenosters.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
They couldn't.
How
but
did
DNMK.
they do it 2v3? Well, from 10th place, they were playing with only 2 members of their team. Sure, there was a couple of teams struggling as well, but the fact that they managed to win that game against, there was Raid Shields. Krokkenosters had everything. They were set up to win that game. It was out in the open. They had the GBLT. It was all for them. Dr. said, what happened, man?
I'm still in shock. No, literally, I was watching that with so much excitement. I don't believe DNMK clutched that win. They, like, the final scene, this guy jumped into the bubble. He had them cornered. And it just totally turned upside down. That was amazing gameplay. Shout out to all the teams. This is just letting me know that this is going to be a very exciting tournament. The world, are you watching? Because Africa is on the map. Listen, as you're watching this right now, make sure you go follow NODWIN Gaming on all our socials. I say our because, you know, you know what I'm saying? NODWIN Gaming Africa, NODWIN Gaming AF. If you just, you know, sometimes if you check the Africa and it's not there, you can just use AF because AF is for Africa and some other things, but we'll not say it on air. But you guys, what did I just witness?
You witnessed a DNMK masterclass. Honestly, they had no business winning that last one. I was completely ready to say, "Cool, Krokkenosters, they're here. They take the first map." No. DNMK came through. I mean, they were 2v5. I think from squads we had like 12 squads left, and they made it to win. No, man, no.
You know, Camille, I try to play Apex. Like I really try. Like I get in there once in a while. But this is sometimes these kids they do some things like, and what I just saw there with DNMK and Krokkenosters, that last battle sequence, it was like there was no, the guys from DNMK knew exactly what was going to happen. The confident, they seemed so confident that they were going to come out on top. And you said it from the beginning, like these guys they play at the top level, and do you think that they have competition in this tournament?
I really think they do, but you just have to give credit to them in this game especially. I mean, they did not have easy circumstances to win the game. They've been playing the most aggressive from the get-go. They had so many kills before they even dropped their third teammate. Then they dropped the third teammate, and then the other teammate died, right? Clashy died. He had to get res to get back into the game. So they were crazy. They were on like such a back foot. And for them to win the end game like that is absolutely sensational. That's just experience, man. That's just skill. That's just showing up in the biggest moments.
So let's take a look at the winners right now. DNMK, champions of our first game at the Apex Legends Africa Throwdown, brought to you by NODWIN Gaming. These guys came from behind. They were handicapped, and they still came through to win the championship. The champions of the first match, but there are more matches coming up, so don't go anywhere. But first of all, let's also take a look at who the MVP of this particular match was. And that is none other than, wow, DNMK Clash. Help me out with this. Clash. I'll just say Clash. 8 kills, 2,166 damage. That was a masterclass. In a map with only 20 teams, you can tell that he definitely went ham on the map.
No, for sure.
Now, guys, Esmery, any exceptional plays stand out to you in this first map?
Well, firstly, shout out to my man Zero for doing his best to try and make it to placement for his team. I mean, 1vx is not a fun time, especially from 12 squads up. And also, I was really impressed by the peaky blinders, the blind peekers. They really did well. And Krokkenosters, I mean, to make it to that second place, they also did not have the best of circumstances. Like I said, they had to push into all the teams to get into a good position there on rig, and they somehow managed to make it work and went into that 1v1, I say, against DNMK. So I'm really looking forward to how those two teams and maybe that third team is going to be playing in that next map on Olympus. I mean, we're already switching it up.
So Camille, we're going to come back to you, but for now we're going to go to a quick break so that we can ease ourselves and cool down from what we just witnessed and prepare for the next battle and the next match. This is still the Apex Legends Africa Throwdown, brought to you by NODWIN Gaming, and you are watching live with Camille, Dr. Sid, and Esmery. See you in a bit. Welcome back. As we say, a cabo. Welcome. We have just come back from a break. This is still the Apex Legends African Throwdown brought to you by NODWIN Gaming Africa. Make sure you follow us on all our socials at NODWIN Gaming Africa. What a game we've just seen. I'm not here alone. I'm here with Camille and the lovely Esmeralda. Esmeralda, I love your hair, by the way, just so you know. I want to be able to do that in my hair, just flick it. Camille, what did we just witness in that first game, bro?
We witnessed greatness, man. No, I'm kidding. It was a really good match. We saw a couple of good things. I mean, at the end of the round, we saw Desire get his team all the way up into the top 5 of the standings to secure those points. He was playing by himself. He held the building well. And eventually, when he got the chance to peak, he got a clutch kill to add an extra point onto his team's tally. Of course, at the end, look at DNMK on the top there. 34 points. They got 14 kills.
Yo!
And they won the match. That is such a nice little cushioning on the top. That is a crazy amount of points. Esmery, I don't know what you think.
Wow.
I don't know. Just the fact is, we mentioned this a little bit. We mentioned DNMK, we mentioned Krokkenosters, and we mentioned Blind Peakers, and there they are. All 3 of them at the top. They're all esports. They were the first team to get that squad wipe in the beginning, way in the beginning. One of the first teams to actually take aggression with DNMK, and it's showing here. They didn't get as many kills though, but man, oh man, you can see that padding there. DNMK, they're leading the pack, and I think they're looking for that map too.
So what I'm seeing right here is it's like this is going to be a real journey for the people at the bottom to get all the way back to the top.
It's going to be a journey and a half as well, especially when you consider the fact that we're just going to move over to Olympus.
Esme, tell us about Olympus. What do you make of this map?
The map that I keep falling off of? Oh, I love it. I love it so much. No, Olympus is really an interesting map. I enjoy it so much, especially just because of all the angles you can play with. The tridents make for a fun little addition to the map as well. It gives you a couple of options to take those playstyles a little bit further, but also it's a gorgeous map. You can see this. The scenery in this map is just absolutely beautiful. But also what's interesting is majority of your purple, your high tier loots, they're more towards the top left of the map, except for Bonsai and Orbital Cannon. They're one of the only 2 that you can find towards the bottom side of the map. The rest, it's just going to be your blues and whites. So drop zones are really important in this case. So
on that note, I'm going to leave it to the professionals to walk us through this exciting match to the Apex Legends African Throwdown. I love saying that thing, African Throwdown. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Camille and Esmery. Let's go for match number 2.
Esmery, I'm just here thinking, the fact that Dr. Sid likes saying the African Throwdown, I can imagine him in a WWE ring, body slamming somebody down in the ring, The ref doesn't even need to count after that. But yeah, I'm hyped for this. I think Krokkenosters, for me, at the end of that last game, I'm sorry, not Krokkenosters, Blind Peakers. They finished 3rd. They were 3rd on points, but they should have been a 2nd place team in my opinion. They got 10 kills. They played really aggressively. They struggled a bit at the end in the zone with how aggressive they were playing before that. They didn't have too much resources, but they were styling. You can't say the shots weren't on point for them.
No, they were ready, man, and I'm so impressed by the teams that we have here. I mean, I really do want to see a little bit of a change up as we go into Olympus. I'm also wondering what the compositions are going to be like. We saw a lot of Gibbies, we saw a lot of Bloodhounds and Wraith combos on that King's Canyon. I mean, I was waiting for the Horizons to come through, especially because of all the impact she's had recently. But we'll see. Olympus, I feel like, is Horizons, hometown. I see most of Horizons on Olympus. So I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with the comps. But from your side, I mean, is there any other teams that you're going to be keeping your eyes on?
I think Krokkenosters have something to prove in this match. Yes, they finished 2nd in the last map, but I feel like it was their game to win, So we'll see how they play coming into this 2nd match here on the Olympus map. Like you say, that changes a lot. All different loot spots. The way the layout on the map is completely different on Olympus. It's a new and exciting place.
I think zone played a big part in that previous map. I mean, we had such a far rotation for majority of our teams, and especially how we saw them all playing quite passively. You'll see this time we've got 16 teams starting out, so that's a little bit of a change up. We might see a little bit more of a contention coming through, but no, once again, I mean, quite respectful drops so far. You might see a little bit of contention there towards the top, but we'll have to wait and see. Krokkenosters a little bit of a sandwich there between the two teams. We'll see if they actually take the aggressive stance here. And DNMK as well, dropping right next to another team there in Bonsai Plaza. And we know they like the aggressive stance. We might see a little bit of 50-50 starting out quite early on. We already see the nades dropping, and the Bloodhound scans coming in with Sonar and Crypto.
Chip stops immediately.
Ooh, already the damage pelting through. I mean, you're still on those white shields, and already you have to start contesting here.
So instant kill. GTR got the first kill of the second match. So he's living up to his name. Let's just say that. Ruffles on the Wraith, taking a lot of damage. Can get out. They're trying to fight here on the Bangalore, but Bangalore have to force to smoke and run away for now. Gonna survive, but taking a lot of damage. Still scanned out though. Bangalore does have a lot of pace on the foot race, so he should be okay for now. How far do they want to gun him down though?
That is the question. Still the Gibby Bloodhound Wraith combo coming through, nice and balanced, looking good. But already a little bit of damage dealt. So far, not a team drop though. So no squad wipes just yet, but at least a little bit of damage just dealt. You know, get those consumables up, getting a little bit of those shield evos going. I mean, it's interesting to see how the zone is going to affect all these teams. I mean, already rotations are starting to go through as the teams are desperately looking for the loots, desperately looking to get themselves set up. And Silverbeards, already a little bit on the back foot here. You've got Ruthless alone and a little bit afraid because he can't go and get his team's banner. It looks like he's just running, playing that placement game all alone. I mean, he is a Wraith, so he has that escapability, but already the damage being dealt. Blind Peekers under the pressure here, or rather, they're the ones dealting it. So already going to be taking out a squad out of the count. And I mean, now we're already seeing a lot more contention than what we saw in the first map.
Man, Blind Peekers, this is not like Peaky Blinders Season 1 where Thomas Shelby's, cool, trying to play the games, This is like Season 4 Thomas Shelby, where they just want to go in and kill. The order of the Peaky Blinders is by the gun. Again, playing super aggressive, getting a team wipe to start things off. And now we see the Degenerates putting some long-range damage there with the repeater. He's got a nice scope on it. Are they going to go in? They see all the hostiles here in this building. How are they going to pressure? Do they have nades available? Doesn't look like the Bloodhound does. Maybe oh, he actually does. Going to get thrown in. Not a great grenade though, but he's going to try again. Second time's the charm, maybe. Going to force some people out here. Oh, 15 damage.
That Gibby shield is already being a thorn in their side, and already the damage being dealt. Oh, actually, the flank coming through. Revenant making a play here. Now he has to do it all for his team if he wants to stay it in. It's a 1v2 situation. He's going to be breaking the Octane and actually dropping him, but has to get out and is not going to be able to do so. The clutch coming through there. Degenerates blue screen making his appearance and maybe showing a little bit of blue screen of death for the rest of them, but he's managed to keep Degenerates in, and already the second squad has dropped. But as I say that, make that possibly the third, as DNMK once again raining in on their parade, and Clutch coming in there with the kill leader. So man, DNMK keeping up to the performance from the first map.
That's just not fair. Clutch already has golden armor. It was probably the easiest third party of all time. Just like after an epic battle, they were trying to rev and stuff. Then you just see DNMK just come in and clean up. It was like at that point you just take your L if you the last team there. Now we'll see how the next teams rotate here. So the first zone is about to close, but as map is so small on Olympus, it's not like the rotations are too difficult to make.
Ooh, look at that zone though. We're close to having Lambs and solo array there, so. And we're probably going to end up at solo array. That's going to be an interesting one to see, because we've already got a couple teams rotated in on there, and you can see the damage coming through. LTT this time around, they want to make a shining, They want to start off quite strong. No solos coming through. Oh, unfortunately, no connections just yet. So, unfortunately, they're going to have to wait to engage there, get those shields up. And looks like the Octane is going to be running right in as is expected. Here we go, the best hero to really just go YOLO in against the Revenant. One of the other ones to go aggressive with. Has to hit the shots though, and is going to manage to do so. Trooper in the meantime has dropped out. So a little bit of back and forth there between DT Gaming and LTT. So far, it's going to be a one-on-one, it might seem. I think a res might be popping off so far for LTT. So they have the advantage here if they want to push it, but I think they need to get the consumables up. And the worst part of all is they need to worry about those third parties. And now DT Gaming, well, in particular, the General, he's just going to have to rotate off. He's going to have to play the placement game at this point because there's no recovering those banners. They're completely held up.
Yeah, we see the Team Punishers here play again. They didn't get any kills last time, but they got a top 10 placement, so they did secure themselves some points. Hope to see Iroh and the boys play a bit more aggressive and clutch out some fights this time around. Got a decent amount of loot, R99 and a Mastiff on Iroh GG, so he has some really good close range weapons here. Shouldn't be losing any close range engagements, but you never know how things go in Apex Legends, like we saw at the end of our first map, Esmery.
I mean, I love how the map is also changing some teams that we're seeing. We're having an opportunity to see a lot more teams, and once again, Blind Peekers with the Spitfire doing what it does best and just chowing away at the armor here. And they're actually going to go on the aggressive here. I mean, why not? They've got the advantage here. They've already cracked one. They're looking for a little bit more, getting those kills up once again. And it's going to be the Crypto against the Bloodhound, it seems, as they're just trying to get away right now. You can see the Gibby putting on the pressure there. It's just shots right on their heels as they enter into what could be the rift here. Those broken shields are hurting now. Scar once again. Man, he was putting on a show in the previous map, and he's looking to do it again. He's dropped 2 so far. Only 1 left. And man, oh man. Can you imagine just getting chased down there with a Spitfire?
He was so confident. He chased them down for so long. That little bit of vision is all he needed, and he punished. He got 1 kill. He cracked like at least 200 damage on the stragglers as well. Blind Peekers looking strong in the second map yet again.
I really think we might be seeing a DNMK and Blind Peekers end up in terms of kills. I mean, they're very close to each other. Obviously, we're going to see now. We've got a little bit of a stretch here. You can see Invoker's getting a little Innovated, getting a little bit closer to some of the other members of DNMK. And just on the other side, you've got a couple teams rotating in as the zone is slowly but surely corralling them all into the center. I still want to know where the zone's going to end up. If it's going to end up towards Solo Ray, I think DNMK are once again going to have that advantage as they are busy taking a little bit of a fight here. Team Dev's trying to get out of the zone, get into safety here. Because man,
they're going to be in big trouble as they come out of the zone if the other team knows where they're rotating from, because there was a team quite close to them. The edge of the zone, if they get caught there, they will be down and out. Talking about down and
they're
out.
already taking damage from the zone as they head in, so they need that time to get those consumables out, but they're not going to have it. And already DNMK, once again, Camille, here they are showing it off for you.
Out really got a lot to prove because last game his teammates did it without him, so let's see how he shows up. DNMK going to be fine for now, popping the shield batteries, holding this house quite comfortably for now. They've got the vault as well, so they've got a decent mid-range, long-range weapon there with the Mastiff. And they actually used the Pathfinder this time, so they changed up pumps as well here on the Olympus map.
It's what you would expect it. I mean, you've got so many high-rises you can jump through. The buildings are just a fun time to play with. There's a lot of cover you can take, but when you rotate through, you're in absolutely the open, as you can see here. Just pure field. So you want to be able to rotate through from building to building as quickly as possible, especially when teams like the Yogis are sitting and watching your every move right now. They've got them pinned as they're waiting for the rotations to come through. Whether or not they're going to keep DNMK there, I don't know. They might actually take the aggressive stance here. You can just see the flying going through, jumping it out, trying to get out, and they managed to do so. So Yogi's unfortunately going to be missing out on an opportunity, but they might stick around. You know, just peek, just prod, get those shields up.
So much mobility available for DNMK. They got the Octane and the Pathfinder, 2 of the most mobile heroes in Apex Legends.
That combo is deadly, and the fact is that DNMK, they love to play that aggressive game as they can. You can see they've got the confidence to do so, and now they've got the ability to do so. I mean, the only other I think mobile character they're going to take in is Horizon, but they've got the Octane. I love the Octane. He's one of my favorites. So to see them now utilize this with the Gibby, it might be a little bit of an interesting game here. Oh, well, truly spotting out a little bit of a target there. It's going to break him down. A lot of damage dealt there. Some beautiful tracking coming through, and you can see the experience showing up here. Oh,
absolutely
man,
sensational stuff from him.
Damage dealt alone, I think I would be afraid. Oh, get up, just get around. Have to worry about that now. But Yogis, they're going to have the time to just get those shields popped off as the Gibby ult is coming through, just to give them a little bit of time and a little bit of space, you know, to take a breather.
We are at the top 10 here. 28 players left, or 26 players. Excuse my eyes. Need to put on my glasses.
Quick math. It's okay.
And we've seen the value of Gibraltar here in this Olympus map. With the amount of open fields that that are around here, it just becomes so valuable. His bubble and his ultimate.
I mean, he really shined in the previous map, and I think on Olympus especially, he might really be crucial in controlling those zones. And now we can see DNMK going on the aggressive here. They're tired of being pinned down. They're going to get the kills this time. They're going to show up and just rain down on the Yogis' heads and take them out for the count. Already 2 dropped as they rotate around. Oh, a little bit of damage dealt as well. NEOFLUX under a little bit of pressure as a little bit of contention is starting. I mean, this is where we expected it. We waited for 11 squads last time, and now we're at 10. So now it's about time some squads get dropped. Already 1 down to 9. And whether NEOFLUX are going to be the ones dropping or is going to be someone else, we'll have to wait and see. There's a lot of pressure being dealt here. Only 2 squads or 2 hostiles to deal with. But that damage! I believe the blind peekers once again. They're dealing so much damage. The Mastiff coming in clutch so far, and blind peekers have done it again. They've taken out a squad and taken us to top 8. Make that top 7 as DNMK finally finish off the Yogis.
Oh man. Oh, the way, sorry, this is going way back here in history, but the way Tenchi played against the Yogis, when he just like he came in, he got so much damage. And talking about damage, literally cracking heroes there. About 120 damage we saw come out. Can they finish this guy off? Should be a drop right there. Can they push? Looking to punish.
Oh, it's already starting to get so clustered, and I mean, we're only down to 7 squads, but we're seeing a lot more aggressive plays, which I'm loving. I think after that first map, a lot of the squads are like, you know what, we didn't place as high as we wanted to, and with the switch up of bringing in Olympus, that gives a lot of teams a lot of opportunities here, and I'm loving the fact that DNMK, like we said, went for that mobile composition, because it's really keeping them in contention for that winning spot. They can just go wherever they need to get the kills, and they know they have the confidence to do that, and the skills, and oh, look at this long range here from Aquatic doing the damage there with the 301, already up to 1k damage with the 4 kills and the 5 assists. He's feeling good. Blind Peekers once again showing up here with the game.
Yo, the R301 has been such a clutch gun for so many of these teams. The ability to play from all ranges, especially the long range, super valuable. And Scared doing so much damage there. Trying to find the straggler. He's probably going to chase. Oh my god. Endless amount. Does he get the drop there? He should. He most definitely should. Can he find the rest of the team now? It's looking like it. He's been using the Spitfire to absolute perfection so far.
I mean, there's a reason he's the kill leader, right? Look at that, 1,900 damage. He's doing some great work there with the Spitfire, and he's not stopping. Oh, come on, Skay. Why are you styling on them like this? Man, oh man. All you need to do is just give this man some heavy ammo and a Spitfire, and he's going to have a field day. That Gibby ult is going to be quite useful now if you're looking at it. I mean, so many shields being broken there, but the Spitfire, that combo there with the drop down, it might finish off for quite a few teams. DNMK is still under fight here, trying to get out. So far, I mean, I'm loving the fact that all of these teams are going for the kills. They're not just worrying about placements, but they're taking that aggressive stance now. We see a couple, I mean, Team Devs still on the outside of the zone, taking their sweet time to get in. And in the meantime, DNMK worrying about who's looking at their backs, looking at that target.
Very congested game right now. It's going to be a true battle royale bloodbath here for the last 6 teams. Zone here is still pretty big, pretty healthy. Teams can reposition if they want to, but right now DNMK putting on a decent amount of damage there, forcing more resources out of their opponents.
I just love how we've already top 5, and Blind Peekers and DNMK once again are here. Devs, though, they're making a comeback as well. We haven't seen them in the top 5 yet, and now here they are, shining stars. I might see a little bit of a switch up there in that top 3 placement.
We'll see what they can do. They've been playing like the long game really well. They haven't really taken any big fights on Team Devs. They really rotated zone like literally at the last moment they could from the get-go. So we'll see if they save tactics pan out, or if one of these more aggressive teams are going to punish them. And we see the drop come out here. Oh, there's a Peacekeeper found. Okay.
Now you need to worry. Oh, man, I love the Peacekeeper. Just to work. I mean, I'm a big fan of shotguns in general, but when you add that that Peacekeeper combo, the red combo, I think we're going to have a fun one here.
DNMK in a very good position to maybe clutch out yet another game here. It would be 2 maps in a row if they end up winning this one as well. So let's see how it pans out for them. All the teams kind of spread out. for the moment. Devs rotating from the left side. See Team BPS
I
playing
was
a
just about
slow
to say,
game.
I needed devs to rotate in because they were giving me anxiety just chilling on the zone there. Oh, okay. Well, we've got some action happening here. DNMK, they're taking a couple of fights and already cracked one.
I'm so Clash is just waiting to jump in with that Octane pad and whack people with all that damage from the Peacekeeper. He's so ready. His flatline also a very good gun from the close range. Not that he would need it too much with the Peacekeeper in tow, but he'll put it all to use. Ultra trying to jump up here. Looking
You
for
got there
anybody.
eventually. I mean, it's just gone from absolute chaos to just nothing. All the teams are split up now. They're hiding in their corners. They're waiting to shield up and waiting for those fights to come through. In the meantime, though, as I say, that blind peeker's going to be taking quite a bit of damage here. The Gibby ult coming in as well. And oh, now the damage sells. Man, oh man, let's see what happens here. Okay, Gutbuster is going to be taking devs out quite a bit here. Now, all of a sudden, as we were talking about them taking the long game, it's not going to work out for them so far because Blind Peak is here, and now DNMK come in with the third party. Oh, I think just devs might be out of the counts. I haven't seen the squad drop just yet, but Aquatic definitely put the last bullet in, and oh, look at that damage. 301 once again coming in clutch. Oof.
Sensational tracking coming out from Ultra here. They're looking to push forward here. Gibby Bubble protecting that one last hero there, but the zone is encroaching. They're going to be forced out to come and play with DNMK eventually. And we know how that's going to end.
I mean, like I said, we might see a little bit of a switch up here. We're already on our top 3, so we've got DNMK, and I believe we've still got the blind peekers alive somehow, some way. But it's going to be coming to a question of, okay, where's that zone? How's it going to be working out? Oh, look at that. We've still got a bit of a contention. It's going to be the blind peekers and DNMK. Looks like they're going to be going head to head.
Clash might be in trouble. He's pushed way too far forward. His team's not really there with him. Can he get back? He's looking like he's healing up for now. Doesn't look like he's going to get punished, so he should be okay. But his team will have to rotate to him, or he's going to have to find his way back. He's in a bit of a clutch position. We see a lot of damage coming out there. Turbo 47 doing an insane amount with the flatline. Got the scope and everything.
And now that crypto ult can go through here if they do want to take this push. But no, DNMK, they're ready for it. But it's nice to see that LTT have made it to the top 3. I mean, they didn't have the best of chances in that first map, and now they've switched it up. But I do need to mention, this time around, DNMK are one of the only squads actually playing with 3 full members. LTT and Blind Peekers, they both only have 2.
They won last time with 2 members?
No, it's not fair.
I think for the third match, they should only play with 1 member in the end game. That sounds like the most
we need to add a
play.
handicap here exclusively for DNMK at this point, but we'll see how it goes. Either way, like I said, in a battle royale like this, as we can see with the map change, with the zone changes, it's a lot to do with your RNG. I mean, luck and timing are a big factor of this battle royale, but now, I mean, the squads are just sitting pretty, waiting for that first fight to really third party it. And in the meantime, DNMK actually looks like they're going to be starting things off.
We'll see how it goes. The zone's about to close once again. Like you say, third party could be the clutch thing right here because again, DNMK is the only team with 3 players on it. But they could still get caught. Oh, Blind Peekers have another one drop scarce, playing all by himself here. How's he going to manage? Ultra doing so much damage there from the wrong range. R301 going to put it to work once again. Going to heal up. Oh, no time to heal up. He's too busy doing damage. And DNMK looking like the favorite so far here in the end game. She's not going to mark that time. But this time around, oh my god, that tracking absolutely sensational. They bring down Turbo. Now it's just 2 teams. LTT leaves it is the last player. Wait,
against the full DNMK.
Okay.
I mean, you've got a couple players knocked as well, so that's where that difference comes in. But nope, DNMK
I see.
once again with that Peacekeeper in clutch. I mean, we're starting things out quite DNMK
if they
sided.
can clutch end game with two guys, when they have 3, it's just too easy for them. That was really impressive round from them once again. And Blind Peekers also made it to the top 3 this time. Once again, I think they finished at 3rd place, which is just crazy. So consistent there. But it seems like the Olympus map is really favoring these teams that are playing super aggressive. Dr. Sid, am I working in saying that?
I have one question. Where's Krokkenosters?
I did not see them once. And it's what we were
Once
talking about. It's a battle royale. It happens.
it literally, like, you watch one match and you expect, oh yeah, Krokkenosters is going to be there again. You know, of course, the blind peakers and I mean DNMT, DNMK. I mean, those guys. I've been in the chat on Twitch, and I've been, you know, going like, literally, wow, these guys don't play. They clutch. They're coordinated. I mean, like, that was just amazing. So once again, DNMK wins the second match on the second map, and that's just crazy. That's just crazy. Like, Esme, like, who are these guys?
Look, I mean, DNMK are one of our best Apex Legends teams that we have in South Africa. In Africa in total, I'm not quite sure where the standing to be, but they've been on the grind for a while. So they were one of my favorites looking into it, and it's expected that they are going to be, you know, hitting the shots, that they're going to be putting up those kill counts way up high. But man, I think you're gonna, by the end of tonight, Dr. Sid, you're gonna know exactly who DNMK are.
I mean, the let's have a look at the MVP, because this is just too much. This is like learning, and oh, it's not DNMK clutch this time. It's DNMK Tenshi XO with 8 kills and 1,515 damage. So DNMK switching up to show you that there's more than one player on that team that can actually bring the pain and bring the damage. Now I'm just like, wow, like, if this goes on this way, DNMK positioning themselves and putting themselves in a very strong position to come out on top of this. Now, looking at what we've just seen, Camille, who would you say is like the closest challenger to you? Because we've seen 2 or 3 different teams sort of throw down with DNMK. Like, just off the first 2 games, who do you think is closest?
I mean, to me, the eye test so far shows that DNMK obviously, I mean, we don't need the eye test to show that they're the best team here so far. But I think blind peekers, if they can find DNMK in a brawl and in a battle before the end game, I think they have a very good chance. The way they frag, especially Scare. That guy, he scares me the way he runs in and he just decimates people. So I think if that's a situation where they can catch them before the end game, because I feel like they're very good at fragging, but they don't really control zone that well. They don't hold their place as well as it's not their strong suit, as opposed to, like, you know, getting in and getting the kills. So I feel like maybe they catch DNMK in an earlier portion of the game, they could go toe-to-toe and bring them down. But in the late game, it just shows that DNMK have the balance, right, where they know how to really play zone, to hold their areas, to hold buildings, and jump in and just get kills. I mean, the vote of confidence they showed by picking Pathfinder and Octane, 2 like run at you heroes in one composition, just shows their level of confidence right now.
Yo, Esme, any particular plays or any particular clashes stood out to you in this last match?
I don't want to keep repeating the same team, but Blind Peak is scared. Like I said, with that Spitfire, just wow. I mean, I'm a big fan of it, but I saw quite a big change there from LTT as well, and I do like the fact that Team Devs was also taking the long game. It was a very dangerous long game because I just kept seeing them at the edge of the zone permanently, but they made it work. They made it to that top 5, and LTT made it to the top 3, so there was an immediate switch up from that first map, which I love to see, and I love the fact that all of these teams are like, well, we have to go aggressive. We have to go for the kill count. So I don't know. I think there's still a couple surprises in this team map.
So now I'm curious, because, you know, we spoke in the beginning and we were talking about what would be the strategy. Do you go for position or do you go for kill counts? Like right now, I know, Kimbo, you were talking about how the different strategies in NA and in Europe, and, you know, now in the first ever African Throwdown on Apex Legends, what would your analysis be of the strategy that you're seeing from most of the teams?
I feel like people are playing quite conservatively off spawn, but like, and I think in Kings Canyon people play conservatively till about the 3rd zone, and that's when things started going down. But the Olympus, it's been a bloodbath, right? It's been super aggressive. Sure, there was one off spawn fight where, funny enough, instant kill got the first kill of the match. But for the most part, it's been straight up fighting. It's been really exciting Apex Legends. So I think everybody on the stream should be super happy about the games we've seen so far. It's been aggressive. It's been hype.
All right, so listen, it's been an amazing first 2 matches. I think we still got 2 more to go. Tonight, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be massive. This is the Apex Legends African Throwdown, brought to you by NODWIN Gaming Africa. I'm here with the amazing Camille and Esmeralda. Make sure you follow the socials, NODWIN Gaming Africa. We will be right back after this break. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't been excited today, I have no idea what to tell you. It is the Apex Legends African Throwdown brought to you by NODWIN Gaming Africa, and we have been having a blast. I can't tell you what we've been talking about during the break, but it's been such an exciting conversation, and we can't wait for what's about to happen next. I'm here with Camille and Esmery, and we're about to take a look at the standings, I think. Let's take a look at the standings, updated standings of what happened after Game 2.
Ooh.
Camille. Camille.
No surprise for the number one places is all I'm saying. But I'm super happy to see Blind Peakers, and not just because I'm a Thomas Shelby fanboy, make it to second place. They played super aggressively in the last match, and they've been rewarded for their actions. They're sitting there quite comfortably now in second place. They are full 20 or almost 20 points ahead of the rest of the field. I just have one thing to say is if you are Ultra League, there's a lot of pressure on you because both his teammates have got an MVP so far. So he's got some carrying to do in the third map.
I can see Krokkenosters up there, so that's a good thing. I was wondering what happened to them in the last game, but they're there in third position.
Yeah, I think the placements was actually quite a bit of a surprise. I think Olympus really gave a bit of a kick to most of the teams, showed them that, hey, they need to get a little bit more aggressive. They need to get some placements. They need to get some kills.
But we have left Olympus and we're going back to somewhere that Esmery really likes, and she's very familiar. This is her hometown, if we can say it in Apex Legends. Just walk us through what's happening, and we're going back to obviously Kings Canyon. Tell us about this map. I know it's original. This is where everybody is familiar with. I'm familiar with it. Maybe not this season, but you know. What are the changes and how has that affected people's gameplay in Kings Canyon?
So, I mean, I think if we look at Kings Canyon from Season 1 and compare it to Kings Canyon now, you wouldn't even know it's the same map, obviously. There's been a lot of structure changes, a lot of new points of interest. Obviously, the crafting came in, the ultimate generators came in, all of these things came in to really, really add quite an interesting show of Kings Canyon. But, like you said, everyone knows it. This is the starting point, so everyone should be comfortable on this map. So
we are going straight back into the action, ladies and gentlemen. If you've missed the first two games, you don't want to miss this one. It's Camille Esmere. Take it away for Game 3 at the Apex Legends NODWIN Gaming Africa Showdown.
Let's go. Game 3 hype. Is DNMK gonna win yet another match, third time the charm, 3 in a row? Or is somebody gonna put a spanner in the works, Esmery?
I'm really hoping that Blind Peakers are going to finally take that spot from number 2. Well, actually, they started all the way at number 4 to number 2. Number 1 potentially on Kings Canyon. Like we said, everyone should be comfortable, and it's a bit larger than we can look at, you know, compared to Olympus. So there's a little bit more time for teams to get their looting going, to get them set up, and finally take those fights. But I think what you mentioned earlier is very true. If Blind Peakers can actually find DNMK early on and actually have that just straight up one-on-one duel, we might see a little bit of an interesting showdown.
We would have to hope and pray for that. It would be the most exciting thing of this broadcast. But I want to talk about LTT for a bit. I feel like they played the last map very well. We didn't get to see too many of their fights and engagements because obviously they weren't on camera. There's only so much our brilliant observers can do. There's only one camera at a time we can show on stream. So we didn't see too many of their engagements, but they did play very well. They held their buildings well. They managed to get their top 3 placement, or top 2 placement rather, in the last map. So let's see if they can bring the heat here in Kings Canyon as well. I want to see a high placing from them. I want to see them getting aggressive. I want to see them back in that top 5 for year in game number 3 as well.
Also, like some of the teams that we saw early on in map 1, I mean, we had Royal Esports actually taking one of the first squad wipes next to DNMK. So if they're going to be coming, you know, making a comeback here on Kings Canyon, maybe this is their map, maybe this is also their home turf, then again, the switch up for top 5 is going to be interesting. We do see quite a bit of 50-50s already dropping, teams very close to each other, dropping down. So we might actually get some early contention if teams are not going to take the safe pathing away.
They weren't about that life. They saw teams dropping with them and they're like, nah, we gotta head out. Which I don't think is a bad decision. You don't want to risk anything this early on in a map, especially with getting to the second last map here, where if you go out early, you just get no points. It puts you in a really rough position. There's no time to catch up and things. The early kill points are nice, but are they really that nice? Like, is it good enough to warrant 50-50? I don't think so, especially in competitive Apex. So for now, we don't see anything crazy going on. They're actually... No 50-50s. We chilling.
I don't know. Team Devs is pretty close to two other teams. You can see GTR, they're just chilling next to another team there, waiting for the loot. And I mean, on the other side, you can see LTT as well. They're pretty close to taking some contention right away. As we look at it now, we can see Innovated Gaming. I've spotted a couple teams, and they're actually going to go in there with the pistols, the RE45 and the EVA 8. They're raining in some damage here. Some nades popping through. Not going to be making a connection just yet. That Gibby there with the RE45. Love that pistol, but in the meantime, Octane has gone down. Now it's a little bit of a recovery as the kill comes through. It's not just the knockdown. Oh, a lot of damage being dealt so far. And now, I mean, with that advantage they have the high rise, they can just wait. They can just wait for Innovated to try and make the play here, because either they need to run away or they need to push.
This is a rough position to be in from the get-go. Here in the tough fight, Hayes, GTR gonna fall down. It's so much damage. They down one man. Is he gonna have to try do some raising, or is he gonna run the hell away? Can they finish us off? It is a 2 versus 1. Oh, he's actually trying to come in and fight. Is he gonna be able to do it though? Doesn't look like it. They're gonna play kind of slow here. Gibraltar gonna go out to the bubble, gonna raise the teammate. So not taking any risks here. They don't have to force anything. Did the last member of Innovation Gamer die there? I didn't actually see. Maybe I'm blind.
We did have some squads drop there, and I mean, it's just good to see IGL actually have an opportunity to have their entire team alive this time around. Zero doesn't have to worry this time around, but who does need to worry, or rather who's going to be happy to find some contention here is Royal Esports once again, early on Kings Canyon, finding a squad to potentially take for the wipe. And it just seems to be about positioning time and time again. Royal Esports, once again, they've got the high rise. They're just waiting for teams to get out of the building. They've got all the nades and utilities to just hammer in. And they've got both entrances and exits covered. So quite a difficult situation now here to work with if you're this team getting pushed.
They're using the nades pretty well so far. We see Alphon has a EVA 8 and an L-Star, so from the close range is very strong. L-Star, kind of a meme weapon, but if you get it in the right... Oh, no, he's just dead. Let's not even start that conversation. He's gone.
Oh, and I mean, in the meantime, we've already gone down to 13 squads, so I think just after the first map, you know, now that these teams are accustomed to each other, they know what each other's like. They're not holding back. We can see Leaf going down, I believe, from LTT there. So immediately, teams starting to... Squads actually dropping but like flies. It's crazy to see how quickly these teams have switched up from the first map, and DNMK with the Mastiff. I think I'll truly heard what you said. He heard what you said about the MVP, and he's not playing anymore. He wants it.
Listen, he's got the most pressure in this game, right? Because if he doesn't get an MVP by the end of this, like, 4 maps, his teammates are going to be like, why are you getting carried, bro? Why are you getting carried? We got MVPs. What have you been doing, you know? So he's got it. He's got to do it. Not that he has anything to prove to us, Esmery, but you know our teammates are, man. They toxic.
Yeah, no, they're going to hold it on.
There we go. There we go.
At least we got a chance to see Krokkenosters here, and once again, Peaky Blind, the Blind Peakers. Sorry, I don't know why I keep thinking of something else. But they're holding up here, waiting and getting themselves set up, ready for some more fights. I haven't seen them be too aggressive just yet, but I think it's also just look at how the teams are split up right now. That's quite center. I'm interested to see where it's going to be heading towards. If it's going to be pulling closer to bunker, you know, your caustics will be happy. But if it's going to be going back again to capacitator or containment, it's going to be those open fights and just jumping around in between buildings. And again, rotations. Ooh, LTT. You can see Turbo here just trying desperately to get his teammates' beacons and get them revived back into this game. But he's got Royal Esports hot on his tail. They do not want to get any respawns going. But that Octane, perfect character to be running away from Royal Esports right now. Ooh,
LTT.
Ooh, maybe
trouble
not.
Here.
But just playing around the cable.
Make it?
No! No, it's such a dangerous game, but he was doing so well. Man, oh man. Well, I mean, in terms of loot, no.
They played their fights pretty well. They've recovered from bad positions, respawning their down teammates and such. And now we see the blind peekers looking for fights yet again. Beast of the Hunt is out. They're looking for heroes to fight, or enemies to fight rather. Find some fresh loot, and DNMK in a tussle themselves. This game has been so fast-paced. Usually Seeking Standard games are a bit slower, but there's been no time to rest. Not for the wicked, at least.
I mean, if you look at it now, we're down to 10 squads, and only now is the first circle closing. You were talking about circle 3, now we're starting with circle 1, and already truly hot and heavy with that MVP coming through potentially, because he's taken out blue screen, he's looking for more. And man, we might be seeing a bit of a switch up immediately. I think DNMK, they heard what he said.
He's ready to go. He throws down the Arcstar. He's going to run in. He doesn't have that much shield left, but he's still feeling confident. He doesn't want to back away. He wants to bring heroes down. But now he's swapping to other team. He's scared. Okay, we're back to DNMK. We're back to the... Oh, we're everywhere. We're everywhere.
You got to keep up, man. You got to keep up. But what you need to focus on is that Tenchi's the kill leader. And in the meantime, blind peekers have managed to secure their spot and back to scare for kill leader. He was kill leader for quite a long time in Olympus as well. So it just looks like this man is here to play the game and to take some winnings. Man, so you were saying like so much contention. We're down to 8 squads, Camille. 8 squads.
It is wild. This is the wildest of the West. This is a Western movie in the 60s. It's the craziest stuff ever. I'm loving what I'm seeing, by the way. For casters, this is what we live for. The action, the hype. And look, the zone is still so big. I don't even know why all these teams are going so... It's crazy. It's crazy.
What's also crazy to me is that you can see the recon there. You see where the next zone is going to be. It's extremely open. If it just ends up in an open field... That's going to be rough. There's not a lot of rocks there that you can use in that part of the map. So, I mean, cover is going to be a little bit desperate.
We'll see how it goes. Luckily, we're playing actual competitive matches here in the good custom codes and things. So we don't have to have the nonsense ring flares ruining the games like people do in their pubs at the moment. So very happy about that. I think that alone makes it worthwhile for teams to play the NODWIN African Throwdown, because you don't have to deal with ring flares. And we see a lot of damage come out there. Tenchi using his scan to perfection, but Clash gonna go down.
Yeah, actually, there's a lot of damage being pelted their way, and they're a little bit in the open there. They're gonna have teams from the side also coming in for the third party as the rotations are coming through, so they have to be careful. They have to be aware of what is around them right now. That Gibby ult just gonna give them a little bit of breathing room, reset a little bit, work out the plan here, and give Clutch a little bit of time to fully restore up there with the Phoenix kit set up and ready for the next fight. So we're finally to Zone 2. Man, can you believe all that happened in Zone 1?
Well, I wonder if things are going to slow down a bit because there's so few teams left and the zone's still so big. We could see some like crazy placements with teams going into the building and stuff, but we see looks like the one push teams here. Kaizi, the Punisher boy, is going to be in trouble here. Looks like Ultri wanted to chase for them. Or did he go back now?
This is going to come down to those consumables. I mean, it's only Zone 2, but when you've got Ultruly on your back, making your rotation even harder, it's not a fun time. It's not a fun time at all. And, I mean, that's really when you play, you know, that resources game with the teams. And in the meantime, and Peekers, they found themselves in a little bit of a situation, taking down another team, down to 7 squads. And, I mean, the kills that these teams keep picking up is insane. They've been extremely consistent in finding such good fights here and actually making it work for them.
They're very close to that top 5 spot yet again. Looks like they got getting pressured quite heavily here. Yeah, G7's got not too bad from the long range. But not the best either.
No, I mean...
Nobody really got great snipers this time round, unlike the first round in King's Landing. Sorry, King's Canyon. You see, my mind is also going to TV series now, where there's so many teams that had snipers. We had triple takes, we had longbows, we had, of course, I'm trying to remember the gun's name now. Oh man, I forgot. But triple takes were really effective on the first map. And a lot of teams are using snipers. This time round, we have a lot of close range fights, so I guess not really getting a chance to chip away the charged rifle. That's what I was trying to think of, Esmerine.
Yeah, there we go. It's a really good gun for prodding away and getting your shields up because you do so much damage. So it's quite easy to get up to those purples or those red shields and just keep pumping those evos. Now DNMK actually taking a little bit of a fight there. I think those might be our blind peekers that are on a little bit. I think they were busy rotating through, and now all of a sudden they have to deal with DNMK. We'll see how it ends up right now, but some ultis being dropped, and Punisher Apex in a position here now to take the fights of their own. And see Kaizi just hunting his prey right now. Not going to be engaging just yet. Instead, going to be taking the flank, rotating around, and getting into a better position. Because if they take that fight there, they're not only going to be fighting the zone, heading up on their backs, but they have to fight whoever's in front of them. And here we can see DNMK coming through, and now blind peekers have to deal with so much more. I mean, they just got res. They just got out of the fight. They were getting shot all the way around them from those snipers we were talking about that were being used so beautifully. And now, DNMK are looking to make them their next prey.
Yeah, it is the fight we hyped up, we spoke about from the get-go before the third map even started, but in this situation, from that position, blind peekers truly stood no chance. DNMK were way ahead of them in a positioning game, in the resource game as well.
And they should still have a member though, so I mean you can go for the placements game here. In terms of respawning, we're still only on the second circle, so space-wise, not too bad. You know, you've got a couple of respawn beacons around here. You can see Aquatic and Scare, rotating around, but they have still not yet recovered Gutbuster's banner there. So unfortunately, they're just gonna have to focus on getting into the zone. I mean, it's a little bit of a hot zone now there to try and get back to that Gibby box. Hopefully they can make it into the zone in time. Ooh, a little bit of nade damage there. Iro going down to a little grenade left there by Scare. He's going to be getting the kill as well.
Easy points.
No,
that is just
what are we doing?
deep in the night stuff.
That's insane. How even? Did you just drop a nade while he was running around showing us why he's the kill leader right now?
Oh man, he just makes it look so easy, you know? A lot of times Apex Legends feels like one of the hardest FPS because you have to do so much damage to bring heroes down, or sorry, enemies down, and Scare you just ripped two apart there.
Whew. Zone's already getting feisty. I mean, we'll be heading on to the third circle here as it's closing down. Teams getting closer and closer to that open spot. As I was talking about, cover is going to be a question right now for a lot of teams, depending on where your positions are at, depending on where those fights start happening. If you're out in the open still busy rotating, you're not going to have a fun time here. It's good to see Royal Esports still happy, still alive and well, doing a little bit of damage so far. In terms of the kills, I'm not sure, but they have quite an interesting position here already in zone, and they have that beacon, so they know exactly where they need to rotate through there. In the meantime, blind peekers still in this, still fighting to stay in the game. Top 6, and so much has happened. At this point, I can't really confidently say who's going to be in that top 3.
I don't know who's going to be in top 3 in this map, but again, like you say, they got so many kills already. Scare being the kill leader, they are in a very good position to get a lot of points from this. The top 5 is a lot of extra points, so hopefully they get that placement as well. I don't know if I'm sounding biased here, but they've been playing exciting Apex Legends. They've been going out gunning every single map so far. Let's see if they're going to get rewarded or they're going to get punished here. They are playing 2 versus 3 going into the end points of this game. Zone's still relatively big. Like, just because there's few teams shouldn't make people think we're at end game just yet, because people fought early this round.
Yeah, people did. And I mean, we had such early contention. We had so many squads dropping early on. And now it's a matter of resources. And it's a matter of Scare getting this medkit off in time before the Gibby ult comes through. And the barrage just begins. Oh, okay. All good and well. You're fine. It's okay. But that is terrifying. I mean, he's got the opportunity.
He's fine. He used a lot of resources to try to bring him down there, and they just did not manage to. So he'll be very happy with himself in that situation.
I don't think a single cannon dropped on the pipe that he was on. Somehow, some way. That's impressive.
It's called good luck. Or all skill, depending on your viewpoint.
It's only skill, man. What you talking about? It's only skill here. All these members, they only have skill. Now the next zone is going to be the question here. You can see all the teams rotating through. Oh, top 6 is going to be interesting. You can see blind peekers. They've got 2 on their tail, rotating around. NEOFLUX there, of course, still sitting pretty with 3 members. And as we mentioned, we keep mentioning this, blind peekers only with 2 members alive, whereas every other team except what looks like Royal Esports are also fine. Every other team has 3 members, so every fight they're going to be taking now, they're going to be at a disadvantage.
Most definitely, but we saw DNMK make it work in the first map. Maybe they just want to follow in their stead, getting the ultra clutch, the surprise victory, you know. You never know how things go in Apex Legends. But I just learned something from Blind Peekers, Esmery. If me, you, and Dr. Sid ever make a Apex Legends team, we're going to call it Game of Zones to play off the TV series names as well, because, you know, Game of Thrones fan until season 6.
I feel like Blind Peekers just beat us to it, unfortunately. But yeah, that's a good one. And here we go, DNMK going in for the aggressive stance once again, raining down on a couple of... You kidding me here? Out they go. Top 5, here we come.
Alright, DNMK looking near unbeatable yet again. And they're going to find some stragglers. Look at the damage coming out. They drop 2 immediately. Tenchi putting people to work. Sorry, Outry. Sorry, he's going for his MVP this time. He heard my criticisms, well, the challenge rather, from the panel. And he's putting it to work. They bring down 2 there.
Man, oh man, you were saying it, the teammates putting on the pressure now as well. Royal Esports from the top with the charge rifle. You see, you forgot about it the first time, but now Royal Esports are going to make sure you never get it ever again. Doing so much damage. The rotations coming through, and I mean, Blind Peekers, they're just looking for some space to breathe. Scare is down, and looks like he might actually be getting killed at the same time. Such low HP, and there's only Aquatic left to try and clutch this out for his teammates. Whether or not the revive's going to go on, we might see, because DNMK now joining the party and making it so much more difficult for both of these teams.
Yeah, hopefully the last member of BPS of the Peaky Blinders can just rat it out, maybe hide in a nice corner somewhere in one of the buildings, just get that placement points for his team, because there is no chance at this point with how healthy the rest of the teams are. And the PELS actually made it all the way to top 5. Golden armor available, decent amount of guns and resources for regen there as well. So let's see what they do. They've had a rough couple of rounds before this third map, so let's see if they can whip something up in this game. Maybe look for that clutch.
Oh, DNMK!
That was a lot of damage.
Yeah, so now Royal Esports, they've just been dropped out of the count. Horizon's still annoying them from the grave, but top 4, here we come. So now, Blind Peekers, only 1 member alive, obviously hiding and waiting for the placement game. Once again, DNMK, all 3 alive. And we mentioned this before. First map, they only had 2. Third map, they had 3. Either way, they've been winning those games row by row by row. Now, PELS, the first time we've seen them in the top 4 here, doing quite a bit of damage there, looking for the kills and looking to stay in this. Not quite yet in the zone, but quite close to it. They just need to survive this onslaught here from DNMK, but no! What is that with the Peacekeeper? Okay, Clutch and Tenchi. I'm sorry.
Oh man, they had such a good idea of hiding in the building. They were sitting on the high ground there on that little bit of that shelf. It looks like they had a good idea, so they can win a favorable fight just guarding those 2 doors. But in the end of the day, when it comes down to a clutch battle of aim, it's very hard to bet against DNMK. They just showed right there why.
I mean, they're showing up. We did say that there's a target on DNMK's back because they were the favorites. They are the most experienced team here, you know, that you hear about time and time again with regards to just outside of this tournament. So it's interesting to me that they're keeping up to the challenge, and I mean, they're heading on straight into the thick of it. They're not wasting any sort of time. They want to take these fights. They want to show what they've got and show us a masterclass of a champion. DNMK, 3rd map in a row. Here we go. They've made it. And now, I don't know what the question is. I mean, we had Blind Peekers take up that early fight, but DNMK, once again, reigning supreme.
3 in a row, baby. They're just making it look too easy this time round. Playing the same comp they used on Olympus, both the Pathfinder and the Octane, and we see why Doctor said they can just jump in and wreck kids up.
Yo, it's like this is very interesting. See, now my take is this: they're gonna get confident and overconfident, and someone's gonna come from behind and leapfrog them, because DNMK is definitely putting on a masterclass in being a legend in Apex at the African Throwdown. I have seen lots of amazing gameplay. Watching this match, it was like they just said, you know what, we dropped one player in the first match. We're not going to let that happen again, and we're going to make sure that we get all the points. And like you said, is it all true? He literally heard you, egging him on, and I'll be happy to see if he actually ended up being the MVP in this time around. So let's take a look at the champions. Obviously, they need no introduction, ladies and gentlemen. It's DNMK once again. Yay! And I'm really curious to see who's the MVP. I can't wait to see the let's see if the graphic comes up next. And if it is it's all true, right? If it is him, he definitely heard you telling him that he needed to come up with the points, and he definitely did. And the MVP is Tenchi.
12 kills. Oh,
12
man.
kills. 2,464 damage. I guess All True has to come in the next game and prove his worth. That was some amazing gameplay. Like Esme, like tell me, like I look at these guys, like what would you say they're doing right? What is DNMK doing right, and what do other people have to sort of do to keep up with them?
So Camille mentioned it actually earlier. It was the control of the zone that we keep talking about, and it really takes a lot of experience to sort of guess that and to sort of take that control, see how the zone is pulling, and sort of figure out, okay, where's that X marks the spot that I need to be in by the time that next zone comes in. So not only do they have such good control of the zones, such good control of their positioning, but you can see the confidence when they take those fights. Like we said, they've got the most mobile comp that we've seen so far on these maps, because they know they can hop in and out of fights, get the kills, and then they're done. They get loot, they're sorted up. They're always the team that's got those red shields or the gold shields towards the end of that map, and there's a reason for it. They do so much damage, and they don't shy away from a fight. So for the other teams, hit the shots better than DNMK can, or get into a better position before they can.
All right. That being said, I'm gonna go think about how or what advice I'm gonna give the next team. So we will be right back after this break on the Apex African Throwdown. Welcome back. Welcome back. I feel like after that break, we need a new theme song that sort of makes us goes with our new title of the Game of Zones. You get me? Because we're definitely gonna be yes. Like, I mean, Doctor Sid will be the guy saying, "No, don't do that. Don't fight them." Yeah, Esmer is gonna be the one just attacking and going in there fragging. And Camille is going to be handling defense, and I'm just going to be there reviving whoever dies because I told you guys not to go on the offensive. Ladies and gentlemen, it is still the Apex Legends African Throwdown brought to you by NODWIN Gaming. And if you're not on our social media handles, you need to do that right now. It is NODWIN Gaming Africa everywhere or NODWIN Gaming AF. Once you get to the AF, you'll see our name. We've just watched 3 exciting matches. Match 3 was awesome with DNMK dominating as usual. And I just have to say that if I come across anyone with a Peacekeeper Camille, what's your advice?
Run.
There's nothing else. Just run. Just leave.
Straight up.
It's not a good time.
So let's take a look at the standings of after match 3.
So standings, as we can see, DMNK, no surprises. They're 118 points over 3 maps. They've won 3 in a row. They've got 60 points from winning, right? And they have 58 kills. So they have almost as much points from kills as they have from placement, which is crazy, seeing as they won 3 maps in a row. Like, that's just otherworldly level of dominance right now. Second place, no surprises there. The Blind Peakers doing very well in the kills regard as 2. Having 38 kills. So they're tripling the rest of the field in terms of kills. Obviously, only DMNK beating them out there. But that's to be expected, right?
I mean, looking at the standings right now, for me personally, I'm happy to see Royal Esports move up to 3rd position. And also, it's clear to see the teams that are focusing on kills and placements at the same time, and it seems to be working for them. Because look at the kill points from DNA and Blind Peakers, and it's literally showing that like they say, the numbers don't lie. And let's see what the numbers are gonna say in our last game of the day, which is match number 4, and we are going to the map that everyone likes. It falls off. This with evidence from the last time we were on Olympus. It was a quick match. It was so tight, so fast. Esme, what are we going to see? What do you think we're going to see in this next match?
So, I mean, you could talk about map sizes being the reason that these teams are playing more aggressive. I just think the teams are under a lot more pressure to try and catch up to DNMK and Blind Peakers. Right now, we had a Kings Canyon match where by the end of round 1, we had 8 squads left. So honestly, now moving on to Olympus, the smaller map, which has a lot more contention potential, I think we're going to be seeing a very aggressive start.
Wow. Aggressive starts, and I'm aggressively going to take my leave, like aggressively taking my leave and leaving you in the hands of Camille and Esmery. Bye!
Oh, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we are heading into our final map of the evening, going over to Olympus. Our top 2, Esmery, for me, are very secured right now. These 2 teams, Blind Peakers and DMNK, have been looking like the best 2 teams by far. Obviously, DMNK, a whole other level at the first place. But I feel like the last spot on the podium, position number 3, is wide open. You have Royalty Esports, LTE, and Krokkenosters all tightly contesting that spot. So this is a do-or-die map for a lot of teams. And even below them, like if we see a top 2 finish from any other teams, they will be able to break that podium spot, secure that 3rd place. So I don't know. I think it could be really hype, this last map.
I mean, it's the last opportunity for most of the teams in this group A. They need to show what they have in store. Like you said, top 2 basically already secured. I mean, unless you could be throwing a DNMK game or a Blind Peakers game in this map, I don't think those top 2 spots should be changing. However, as we mentioned, from 3 down, there's a lot of potential changes there. We've got LTT, we've got IGL looking for it. We've got the Krokkenosters looking to show up for that 3rd spot. And of course, Royal Esports currently with a big target on their back, the closest to the top 2 right now. So the question comes through: how are these teams going to react to these changes, and how are they going to take it? Are we going to see aggression again, or potentially we might see a complete 180? Potentially, these teams actually might take a more passive stance and just play for placements. But I mean, I actually saw it now. You know, NEOFLUX was one of the teams that actually has purely been playing for placements because they don't yet have a kill to the team name. They just have points. And I mean, they're sitting pretty with 14 points just purely off placements. So I don't know if just the placement game is going to get you far in this competition.
Especially when your top two teams, your biggest fraggers, your DMNKs, and your blind peakers have nothing left to lose in this last match. They more or less secured top two, and if you blind peakers, and obviously top one if you DMNK, unless blind peakers whoop out the most amazing history of Apex Legends. So they can just run around and slay kids, right? They don't have to mess about, try plays, do all that. Literally anybody they see is fair game because they don't really need to prove anything or try to secure anything in this game. They can just have fun with it, which is what they've been doing, mind you, for the last 3 maps, but to even a bigger extent this time around as well.
Yeah, so like you said, they have nothing to prove, so they might actually just switch up this play style completely. But we were talking about blind peekers, and here they are already taking fights, already looking for the kills. You can see Gutbuster here starting it off there with the flatline. I quite enjoy using this gun, but oh, the nade damage there. Burn, 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 as those shields drop out of counts. And now, all of a sudden, blind peekers, their teammates are so far and widespreadly out that, I mean, rotating back in and around, rotating to try and catch up to each other, to help each other out is going to be the question. Oh no! Instant kill once again, showing up strong, going to be taking down Scare. There's a return there from Buster, but the damage coming back at them is just far greater at this point. It's going to be down to one member of Blind Peekers, and no way! Oh, Blind Peekers are out! Innovated Gaming has come to the party, and they're like, we're not done just yet.
You would love to see it. Okay, that's the risk, kids, if you're watching the stream, of why you do keep all your discipline even when you're ahead, because crazy things like that can happen. Credit to Instant Kill and the boys there. They took that fight in a very good fashion, and they came out clutched ahead. Very comfortable fight. They dropped one, but they wiped the entire team. They're happy with that every single time, and they just get the easy res off and a whole bunch of loot. They're going to feel very, very happy with themselves starting off this final round, Esmery.
Man, I mean, I was saying an aggressive start, but you can't be doing that to my Shelby boys. Now I'm a little upset, but it's okay. I'll get over myself. Looking at the map now, I mean, the zone heading towards Turbine, that's going to be an interesting one. Whether or not that's going to end up there, it might go a little bit further up there towards the docks, maybe even end up in Carrier. If it ends up in Oasis, I think we'll have an interesting time, but it's already pulling so far to the left. It seems to think about rotations quite early on. We've got a minute left till that zone starts pulling in. And for a lot of these teams, they're on the outskirts. They're getting those loot setups. They're getting themselves sorted for the fights coming through. And I mentioned this before, but man, can we just appreciate how beautiful this map is. I really just love this map. It just, I feel so good when I watch this map, man.
I feel this Olympus looks like how I expect Japan to look in like 2050, you know, like sakura trees everywhere, futuristic city, cool as hell.
This is absolutely beautiful, and what's even better is Team Devs actually going on the aggressive stance here. We saw them really play the passive game there towards King Canyon, and actually the first Olympus that we saw tonight, they were very passive, playing for that top 5, but now they need to start off a little stronger, because Innovative, they're not stopping. They've already got a good start, taking out the blind peekers. Now they're looking to take out Team Devs here, and already 2 teams dropped. It's going to be all down to Darth now in a 1v1. He has to get this first kill, but through comes the Wraith, and through comes the end of Team Devs, already down to 15 squads from the 17 that we started with. And man, this is beautiful. This is great to see these teams taking these aggressive stances and getting those kills up.
Yo, Innovation Gaming aren't playing around in this final map. They want blood. They want that podium finish, and I think they're going to get it. They've already wiped out 2 squads already. And making it, okay, top 15 is not like something we can brag about just yet, but I don't see them going down anytime soon. So I'd love to see what those guys can do in the end game. Can they get their top 3 placement this time around? We will have to see and find out, Esmery, but it's looking good for them so far.
I mentioned this a little bit.
Come out here.
Yeah, the Trident. I mentioned it. I just love the Trident additions to the map. I mean, the ramps still scare me because I don't think I've hit a ramp yet and actually made it to the other side, but it's a really interesting dynamic to see because it also allows for those quick rotations. So that means you can actually chill on the outskirts of the map a little longer because you've got those quick rotations in the form of the Trident. So I think it's a great addition to this map. It's one very unique to this map. This is the only map there with the Tridents currently. So it's always a little fun the way that they switch up. The devs of this game switches up the way that this game has to be played and the meta that comes around it.
So Fortnite copied Apex Legends with the respawn beacon thing, and then Apex Legends copied Fortnite with having cars in the game. That's all I'm hearing.
I mean, all I'm seeing is Degenerates running away with white shields and getting funneled from all sides around. Oh man, I mean, at least they got a Trident of their own, but in the meantime, ooh, Yogis coming up strong. We haven't seen them in a little while, and now we're seeing them taking up a couple of kills here. You can see here, Steam Machine not stopping, looking for more, gonna look for that Wraith. Oh, taking down the armor there with the R99. A lot of damage being dealt so far. And all of a sudden, it's a little bit of a recovery situation for the teams around them. Oh, look at the damage! All of a sudden, the third party comes through. And now, it's Yogis who have to recover what's left of their team. The Dope Yogurt already knocked down, and they're still fighting to try and keep it up. Oh my goodness, Mordecai actually making it work here, taking out the Gibraltar. But as I say that, it's third party after third party after third party. There's just no breaking here. All the teams corralling here around the building. Royal Esports now joining the party to take out what's left and pick up all the glory.
Esmeri, I thought in coronavirus times you weren't allowed large gatherings.
Well, tell them that. I mean, they're sitting in a room so close to each other. I don't see any masks anywhere. What's happening?
Credit to Royalty Gaming. Sorry, not Royalty Gaming there, but the way they played there was pretty good in that in the indoor area. They got a couple of kills, but end of the day, when you have that many teams looking to come and catch you in your vulnerable moment, you're gonna go down in the end. And now we see Outry doing a lot of damage. They're forcing enemies outside of zone. Should be able to clean this up. Gonna take some zone damage himself, but for the kills, he'll do it. He's ready to go. Okay, that damage, the tracking ability is so clutch there. He makes it look so easy, man.
The tracking alone on this 301, man, it showcases the experience, but also why DNMK have been winning the games that they've been winning. I mean, the damage alone is terrifying, especially those teams getting damaged in the zone. So they're taking damage points from 2 points here. Oh, the Rare's gonna get off just in time as they head back, but Bloodhound goes down, and all of a sudden, once again, Innovated Gaming comes through. Oh, the finisher! Are you serious? we go in there? We're going there. Okay, Innovative Gaming are feeling great so far, and I don't blame them. They've been really going heavy on the squad wipes.
We're playing Mortal Kombat right now, boys. That was super fun. And Innovative Gaming, I love what they're doing this time around, and they get yet another dropping down. This is, how many kills have they got so far? I feel like this is at least the 7th team kill so far. They've killed 2 teams plus a random straggler.
I think they're closer to 3, but you're pretty much on par here. So they're really hot on the heels for DNMK points right now. Well, they already took out, the blind peekers. So the biggest competition right now is gonna be DNMK. But as we head up into round 2, Silverbeards just trying to make their way out of the smoke here. Chips very, very, very smoky right now. Ultimately making it out though, but just on the other side, we've got a couple of teams heading through, so contention will be happening soon. Whether or not they're going to be able to stay alive and keep going for that placement is going to be the question here. I'm already seeing a little bit more of a breather coming through for the teams as they're spreading apart, getting the loots back up, getting their consumables back up, because a lot of damage was dealt there, a lot of shields have been broken. So now it's about recovering and getting ready for the next set of fights.
Oh, they want to break through the door here. They really want to force this engagement. They're going to try for it. Let's see how Dr. Knight does here. 2 versus 3, I believe.
Like I said, it's always interesting how the Battle Royale... Yeah, it's a little bit hectic because you need to be hitting those shots if you want to make it out alive. Ooh, Horizon ulti heading in, always fun.
They're doing okay, all things considered, being only two legends remaining.
I mean, they're still keeping up with the damage. They're still making it out, keeping themselves alive. But, I mean, I was just about to say, it's so interesting to see how many teams we miss so early on, depending on how, you know, it starts off. I mean, it's classic of a Battle Royale. You know, that RNG element comes into it often, more often than not. So, I mean, if you're dropping, you don't have a good drop, you're going to, you know, get pushed from the side. Maybe a third party comes in. We don't actually get an opportunity to see it. Darkest Night, the first time I've actually not seen them. And it's on our 4th map. So, always so curious. We've got 17 teams in total in this one group. And I feel like we're still getting a lot of surprises.
All teams in a pretty decent place right now. I don't see any crazy collision courses so far. Looks like everybody should get the rotate they want right now.
You see NEOFLUX still playing for that late game, heading towards, you know, the edge of the circle there, making sure that they don't get too close to anyone. They are going to get into zone, but they're trying to do it the safest way they know how. However, I am worried. Like I said, they've only been on 14 points so far, and I think that's landed them around, you know, 7th to 8th place. So for that first night, you know, that you want to be going through, just playing for placements is not going to be enough, it seems. Especially, like we mentioned, I mean, the sheer amount of kills that some of these other teams have been dropping shows you that you need to be a little bit more aggressive.
So we see a Caustic and a Loba here from DT Gaming as well. They're changing up the comps here quite heavily. Experimenting here for the last game. You like to see it, you know. They got their own strats, they got their old comfort heroes. See them
with the Mirage as well. Haven't seen him yet.
And they got a Prowler on general. Oh man.
Oh, that's a good one to work with. Innovative already starting it off, trying to find another team to take out. And this time it's going to be Light Desire heading up the kill leader game. So after they took out Scare there, I think Light Desire was like, cool, this is my turn, my time to shine. And DNMK is still fighting it out strong, still holding that aggressive stance, looking for more teams themselves. As they head towards the zone, they've actually got the opportunity here to really make it difficult for this team, because they need to rotate in, and they have to go through DNMK to do it. And so far, it's just not going so well. Oh man, oh man.
And they're going to get the last kill there as well. That is a worst case scenario for any team running into DNMK at the end of the zone when they're just waiting for you. You know, land to the slaughter in that situation, and they're going to find Light Desire. Oh, he's missing a couple of shots there, but he gets it in the end. Taking a decent amount of damage, but he'll be able to make it out of zone. Regen up quite easily with this Phoenix kit, and he's been playing like an absolute boss so far. 7 kills, 2 assists. He's been having a great game so far.
Yeah, that 1.4k damage also shining there. I mean, they, as I mentioned, you know, with the other teams, we said that DNMK, they engage the fights. They start them. They set them up on their own terms and at their own pace. And now, Innovative Gaming, they're doing the exact same thing. They're going and starting the fights with the other teams. They're picking the fights. And so far, they've been winning. They've been winning really consistently, and it's a case of these individuals shining like Desire, heading it up there with the kill leader, but also it's just the fact that they're taking on that aggressive stance. I think they're also surprising a lot of the teams. So it's quite interesting to see how the switch up comes through. Oh,
Chip's getting caught here in the open.
damage.
Has the ulti on. Has the Beast of the Hunt ready to go. But it's DMNK they're going to be fighting up against. How are they going to do? DMNK looking to pressure. They're jumping forward. They're going to down one immediately. Oh man, that's just too clutch from the man. Pun not intended.
Are you kidding me? The Octane Wingman combo coming in. Okay, now we're just styling on them. We said this, DNMK, they've already secured their first place spot, right? So how is that going to change their playstyle? Well, I think we just saw that. They're confident, they're feeling good. They're going to be going for those kills. And I mean, the trick shot's coming through now. I don't know. This is quite a masterclass indeed. Ooh, Krokkenosters.
Crazy Ray just hesitating a little bit too much there. Had him in the scope with the triple take.
Did not take the fight.
Sorry,
It's
not.
weird.
It's Zai looking to go once again. Gibraltar bubble is down. Like, I wonder why the team used the bubble there. Very interesting placement.
Oh, okay. A lot of damage dealt there. Shield broken already. Ace coming in, trying to finish it off. Innovative Gaming really not stopping, but on the outskirts, here come DNMK once again. The Wingman Eva 8 combo. Clutch trying to show us how it's done.
Right there.
How it's done indeed. Going for that second MVP. You might see. We might see a
He's got to
switch up.
chase Tenchi. He's got to chase Tenchi there. Sitting on 2.
Yeah, I'll truly also needs to get one. We'll see. But Krokkenosters, I was saying, it was interesting to see them again. And now they're already taking a fight. One member down, Washburn out for the count, and Coolkinders already needs the revive. And in come DNMK, quite close, and Personal looking to finish it off. That Pathfinder just trying to desperately get out of the zone into the punching line. Here we go in the ring. Ding, ding, ding. Let's see what happens.
Oh man, that's
Get
so
back
funny
in there,
in the
man.
boxing ring.
Nah,
Y'all gotta
honest-
clip that. Y'all gotta clip that.
The Pathfinder ring is where you need to punch it out, man. Come on. Man, DNMK are just taking on some monster pacing here. They're not stopping. I mean, they don't have a reason to. Like we said, that very mobile comp that they're running there really gives them the opportunity to be taking these fights, get in and out as quick as possible, and keep up the pacing. But I feel like they're taking it a bit even further than what they have been in the past maps. Royal Esports
Yeah,
here
that was
now.
unfortunate for Innovated Gaming there. They tried their best. They got a lot of kills this match, but they're not even going to make it to the top 5 because DNMK, they smell blood and they took them out. So it looks like their biggest form of competition from this round, at least, has been taken out. Let's see who can stand the tyranny of DNMK in this 4th and final map here on Olympus.
I don't know if you saw, but I saw a little bit of a Kraber getting picked up there by DNMK. So
Oh no.
we might be seeing quite an interesting end circle here. We've got 6 squads left, and yeah, like you said, once again, DNMK just the one team on our mouths constantly because they're just, man, they're showing up some big times here. Interestingly enough, though, I mean, we've got 6 squads left, 12 members remaining, so a lot of squads running on those one-player combos, as we can see here. El Capitan for PELS are going to have to play the placement game and hopefully stay out of it as the Gibraltar heads his way. DNMK finding another potential prey here. That Kraber is going to be an interesting addition here. The Wingman, Copper coming in again. Oh, look at it! Eva 8. Oh, man, the damage being dealt here alone. And I said it, I'm going to say it again. They're so quick with these squad wipes. It's terrifying.
Forget the aim. The aim is one thing, but the way they move to be able to get these kills is sensational. Movement is such a big part of Apex Legends, and they're just doing it better than anybody else right now. Oh, what a shot with the Kramer! 97 damage. They're looking to push even further here.
They have to. Surely they're going for this. They're going for more. The Eva 8, pump it up.
Oh.
Gibraltar not having a good time because he's got 2 members to deal with. And man, we're down at 3 squads. I feel like I'm still taking my breath, and then the next is dropped. It's gonna be Darkest Nights, and I don't know who else. We'll see shortly that have to deal with this. We've got 6 members remaining. That means the last 2 squads, both of them make up a total of 3 members against the whole of DNMK.
Okay, colluding is illegal in battle royales, but they might want to team up against DNMK. Oh, actually, Aero GG is still alive. I can't believe it. He's just been ratting this whole game. Oh man. How? Okay, so let's see how this goes. DNMK gonna jump in immediately. Are they gonna bring down the Darkest Night? Tenchi takes a full armor crack there, but his teammates looking to pick up his slack. Oh, cracks him for 45 twice. And should be a clean sweep here to clean out this last game. Two members dead. Just Aero GG remaining, the last rat remaining. We gotta call up the exterminator now because he's about to go down.
Oh!
Easy money for DNMK. 4 in a row tonight. Esmery, 4 in a
Clean
row.
sweep by DNMK to take all 4 maps tonight on the first night of the Apex Legends African Throwdown. Can you believe it? What a great start. I mean, for most of the teams included, especially I think, you know, Blind Peekers, all of the teams we've seen. Man, DNMK though.
You asked the question, I tell you this, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. DNMK 4 times in a row. Amazing. Amazing. And it's not just the fact that they're winning and they're getting all these kills, the style, the confidence. it's scary. Like I was just watching the scene with the guy, the octane and the
The
what was
Pathfinder.
that? What was no the what was that pistol? The
The
oh my god, I'm
wingman.
confused. The wingman. He literally put down the pad, jumped on the wingman in the air, bam bam, slid on
Sliding.
the ground, bam, bam, like switching to the Eva 8. Like, the understanding of the characters is so amazing, and I really want to know who's MVP in that match because I like that Innovation Gaming came through hard. They came through really hard. I was very impressed. I was actually rooting for them watching. I was like, man, these guys are actually going to do it. And then obviously, you know, the inevitable happens, and the MVP goes to Clutch.
Oh.
Oh, all truly, don't worry, your time is coming. But shout out to DNMK and DNMK Clutch with 11 kills and 2,036 damage done to be the MVP of match number 4. And that means he's two-time MVP today. And we have MVP. Wait, both MVP, all MVPs have come from DNMK, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh wow!
100%.
Oh wow! This is going to be exciting. I can't wait to see what teams we get in the next group, and then when we start to mix and match groups, this tournament's the Apex Legends Africa Throwdown is looking like it is going to be the hottest thing coming out of the world in Apex Legends very soon. Camille, you know, what do you think about this entire match that we've just seen right now?
I think for the fans of Apex Legends in South Africa, they would already know who DMNK are. But for the guys here, not in the NODWIN Africa streams who've tuned in from the other games, you know, the FIFA guys, the CS:GO guys, all those guys who are just like, let's see what this Apex Legends thing's all about. You guys should remember the name DMNK. It's not a surprise that they've competed at such a high level here today. They are a professional level team, and I mean professional around the globe. They are top competitors in the Middle East, Africa, and Europe regions. They are the real deal. So I'm looking forward to seeing them in the rest of the event. It was very fun seeing the likes of the blind peekers play these 4 maps as well. They had a really good run of kills as well. It was just an all-round good time, Dr. Sid.
So I think, you know, and for me, this is one of the things that's very important, and this is exactly what NODWIN Gaming Africa is trying to do, which is expose the African continent to competitive gaming on this level. And hopefully open up the ecosystem to get more people involved in gaming. And that's one of the reasons why I definitely believe in this tournament and what NODWIN Gaming is trying to achieve. Now, Esme, looking at the level of competition, would you say that this is a spark to open up people's eyes into how competitive and basically what esports is about in Africa?
I think we're having a very good showcase tonight, especially, and in the coming weeks with all the other teams and all the other groups, of really the class of players we have available. Not only the class of players we have in our professional teams, but even the players that just jam casually on streams in their spare time, enjoying this game like the rest of us. You can really see some fantastic potential in all of these players. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good showcase to see what Africa really has to offer.
This has been a masterclass and an eye opener. I want to give a big shout out to everyone who's tuned in to watch on all platforms, on Twitch, on YouTube, and on Facebook Gaming at NODWIN Africa. And if you follow the social media handles at NODWIN Gaming Africa, to just see what the African continent has to offer. We've had amazing plays. We've had amazing clutch plays. We've looked at them at 2 different maps that have shown difference in game styles and how players have had to switch up and strategy, like strategizing to get to the point of victories, become champions. Some people were like, oh, look, if I can't kill anybody, I'm just going to ride it out to the end. And for me, that's just an amazing thing to see. And I'm looking at the standings right now, man. I mean, Camille, tell us about this.
So we see Royal Esports did manage to get that podium finish. They've had a really high amount of placement points, and they got a good balance of kills. As we can see, Krokkenosters had a lot of placement points, but lagging behind in the kills. So shout out to Royal Esports for making the top 3. Innovated Gaming They did super well with the kills, the third most kills on the map, but they didn't do too well on placement points. I feel like they could have maybe cracked the top 3 this time around, but unfortunately for them, they ran into DNMK a little too early in this last map, so they got taken out before we even got to the top 5. But credit to them, they had the first map. I think they played really well. Light Desire got a couple of clutch kills as well, and again in this 4th map. So they finished 5th this time around, but very interesting to see what they do throughout the rest of the groups and the play-ins here for the African Throwdown.
Oh, see, words cannot describe what we witnessed today. Esme, what are you looking forward to tomorrow?
I am looking forward to all the new teams in the new group. Obviously, now we have a pretty good idea of what we can expect from Group A, but we still got Group B and we still got Group C to showcase the teams and the players. So, I mean, this weekend of Apex is going to be a good one. Either way, I think the potential that we've got in these teams, I think we're still waiting for a couple of surprises coming our way.
Surprises indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't think that this was going to be an exciting tournament, then you totally missed out. This is the Apex Legends African Throwdown, brought to you by NODWIN Gaming. I am Dr. Sid with Camille and Esmery, and we are signing out. We will see you tomorrow for day 2 and more matches and more teams. And next week, everything's just going to scatter, because as you see me like this, I'm scattered. As a Nigerian man, next week is tomorrow, and tomorrow is next week. But actually, we'll see you next week for more games and more Apex Legends at the African Throwdown, brought to you by NODWIN Gaming. Remember, you can watch on all our streaming platforms: YouTube, Facebook Gaming, and Twitch. And make sure you follow our social media handles for all the information, be up to date on all the standings, all the points, and just highlights. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been amazing having you with us, and I'll see you next time.